At Express Employment Professionals
in Gulfport, Mississippi,
in Springfield, Illinois,
in Bend, Oregon,
in Champaign, Illinois,
in Oklahoma,
in Corpus Christi, Texas,
in Jersey City,
in Fishers, Indiana,
here in Knoxville, Tennessee.
We're on a mission.
We're on a mission.
We're on a mission.
We're on a mission.
A mission.
A mission.
A mission.
A mission.
We're on a mission to put 1 million people to work.
Since the year 1916, Christus St. Michael has been guided by the same mission to extend the healing ministry of Jesus Christ. For a century, we have strived to provide excellence in medical care, and today, you have made us the region's hospital of choice. From our entire family to yours, we are forever thankful. Christus St. Michael, 100 years of healing.
It hit us, but you never thought it would happen because it's always went around us. Well, this one didn't go around us. 20 different properties either totally destroyed or damaged. It looked like a war zone.
We had 70 employees arrive within the first 10 hours. My name is Jennifer Harland, and I'm the External Affairs Manager for SWEPCO. It's not just about restoring power, it's about restoring the community as quick as we can.
We may be a power company, but the true power in our communities comes from our people.
When was the last time you felt free? It's time to uncover that feeling again with the compassion of a cross and shield, accepted by over 90% of doctors and specialists, and the power of a card that opens doors in all 50 states, giving you the freedom to love, to dream, to dance like no one is watching. Arkansas Blue Cross and Blue Shield. Live fearless. When was the last time you felt free? Free of worry, free of fear, free of uncertainty. It's time to uncover that feeling again, because you are protected with the compassion of a cross that's been trusted for 65 years, the security of a shield accepted by over 90% of doctors and specialists, and the power of a card that opens doors in all 50 states, giving you the freedom to love, to dream, to dare, to believe, to laugh, to dance like no one is watching. Arkansas Blue Cross and Blue Shield. Live fearless.
Looking for a great cup of coffee? Look no further than Easy Mart, conveniently located in the 4 states area. Faye Ellen and Easy Mart brand coffee is one of the best tasting coffees around. Brewed hot and fresh daily, get any size of Faye Ellen coffee for 99 cents. Also available for a limited time, a seasonal favorite pumpkin spice cappuccino. Stop by today in one of our many Easy locations in Texas, Oklahoma, Arkansas, and Louisiana. Your convenience is our business, and we love making life easier for you.
Conveniently located in the 4 states area, Easy Mart is able to serve all your refueling needs. Whether it's refueling your car with our high-quality fuel at any of our Easy In, Easy Out locations, or it's refueling your body with a hot snack from Two Chicks Cafe, paired with your choice of refreshing beverages including fountain drinks, fresh brewed Faye Ellen coffee or cappuccinos, or an ice-cold bottled beverage. Stop in today and let us refuel your day. At Easy Mart, your convenience is our business, and we love making life easier for you.
In 1970, a visionary by the name of Jim Yates saw an opportunity to provide convenience to customers by providing quality products in a fast and friendly environment. 46 years and nearly 300 stores later, the Easy Mart brand has become one of the largest privately owned chains in the nation. Easy Mart proudly remains family owned and operated in the 4 states area and employs over 2,200 employees. Your convenience is our business, and we love making life easier for you.
At Mid-South Bank, we're dedicated to providing loans that allow our customers to achieve their business and personal dreams. That's one promise you can bank on. We're not just business associates, we're neighbors. We're committed to our customers and the strength of our local economy. Here at Mid-South Bank, responsibility matters. With locations in Texas and Louisiana and still growing. Discover how our customers are finding strength in numbers at Mid-South Bank.
I chose SAU because SAU has a very small hometown family feel where every faculty and staff member is willing to help you in any way that they can.
I chose SAU because it helps me develop tight-knit relationships amongst my teammates in the residence halls and with my peers.
I chose SAU because before I flew here from Malaysia, I felt welcomed by the SAU staff and faculty.
I chose SAU because the engineering department has strong industry support that provides internships and jobs after graduation.
While enjoying an Alaskan cruise, Texarkana resident George Coleman experienced pain in his back and arm. He got home Sunday, came to Wadley Regional Medical Center's emergency department Monday, and had 4-vessel bypass surgery on Thursday. Thanks to a successful surgery, George is doing great. At Wadley, you have access to advanced treatments, plus innovative surgical options, plus the backing of our entire heart care network. Choose Wadley, because every emergency matters. Wadley Regional Medical Center, in partnership with physician owners.
When you freeze something,
It's for later.
but how much later?
There's no way to be sure!
But Wendy's is sure that if you want a juicy, delicious hamburger right now, it should be made with fresh, never frozen beef, unlike some other guys. So that's what's in every single hamburger Wendy's serves, and the doubles and the triples. Because at Wendy's, fresh never gets old.
At Express Employment Professionals
In Gulfport, Mississippi.
In Springfield, Illinois.
In Bend, Oregon.
In Champaign, Illinois.
In Oklahoma.
In Corpus Christi, Texas.
In Jersey City.
In Fishers, Indiana.
Here in Knoxville, Tennessee.
We're on a mission. We're on a mission.
We're on a mission.
We're on a mission.
A mission.
A mission.
A mission.
A mission.
We're on a mission to put 1 million people to work.
Welcome to Razorback Stadium in Texarkana, Arkansas for the Agent Barry Live United Texarkana Bowl. I'm Michael Westbrook along with Joey McWilliams. Thank you for being with us on a rainy and cold day. 45 degrees outside, feels like about 40 degrees, and we have a heavy wind out of the east, which could play a factor today. It's an exciting matchup featuring a team at 9-2, Southern Arkansas University out of the Great American Conference, against the 8-3 Texas A&M Kingsville Javelinas. The Javelinas and the Muleriders today, Joey. What a great matchup this one is going to be.
Oh, I think so. First matchup between these two schools, and for schools with at least a decent amount of proximity. It's a little bit surprising. This is the first time these two teams have met. Now they meet in the postseason. And, Michael, right off the bat, you mentioned the wind, and I think it definitely will play a part in today's contest. It's going to play a factor in not only the running game, but the passing game, but the running game could be very, very big, and it means different things to both these teams today. We'll talk about that as we go on, as the coin toss getting ready to take place right now. Captains have been out there. We've even actually seen the band on the Kingsville side, but I don't know if they're going to be playing anything right now. It's a little wet out there, too. You mentioned the wind. Talk about the rain.
I have a feeling they'll get those instruments out soon enough. I sure hope they do, because that's an exciting part of this atmosphere here. But you're right. Right now, everybody is bundled up, huddled up, wherever they can possibly get to get some shelter and some warmth. There is that Kingsville band, and you see the captains from Southern Arkansas walking off the field. Head coach Bill Keppel in his 8th season leading the Muleriders. He has coached on this field before as the head coach of Arkansas High. We'll have more on that throughout the broadcast. The coin toss was won by Texas A&M Kingsville, and they have elected to kick, and that is a good decision, because then you're going to have a situation where SAU is going to be going right into that wind from the start of this thing, Joey.
Well, there's no question, and I think that Kingsville would like to have its defense on the field first anyway to give an opportunity for this defense to shine. We've talked about the running game and what a big thing it is. It means different things to both these squads. Kingsville's offense is a run-first attack, where Southern Arkansas and quarterback Barrett Renner would like to throw the ball maybe a little bit more. They may be forced into more of a running game today, and that will be a challenge going up against this Kingsville defense that for the season is giving up less than 100 yards per game on the ground.
That's an incredible stat. We had the opportunity to talk with the defensive coordinator for Kingsville, David Brown. He is very excited about the way his defense played this year. Had an opportunity to talk to several of the coaches. We'll give you some of their comments throughout the broadcast as well. We are just about ready for kickoff here. And the kicker for Texas A&M Kingsville, it is Julio De La Garza. First team all GAC, or all Lone Star Conference selection. The Great American Conference has the automatic bid as they are affiliated with this bowl. And the 4th annual Live United Bowl is underway. It's going to be a short kick, fielded at the 5-yard line. Taken up around the 20-yard line as Desmond Jones has the return out to the 25. So just as if it had gone into the end zone like a touchback, SAU will start at the 25.
And Garza does have a leg. He could have put that one back. He did actually pull back just a little bit, use the wind to his advantage, and tried to see if they could pin the Muleriders deep as that kick came up just shy of the goal line, but a pretty good run back.
An explosive offense, and Barrett Renner take the field.
Yes, and Barrett Renner, a quarterback that is second team all Great American Conference quarterback this season. First teamer last year, threw for more than 3,100 yards, and we'll see if he's going to throw the ball right off the bat here.
Or we'll see if they decide to put it on the ground. Their offensive coordinator, Landon Keppel, said that Michael Nunnery has to be part of the key to this today, and so Nunnery will have the first carry of the contest and pick up just 2 yards.
Well, I agree with him on that, too. I mean, he's key in more than one sense. Number one, they have to try to test this run defense right off the bat. What will it do? Can they put up more than 100 yards on the ground? I say that's going to happen. The Muleriders will get more than 100 yards on the ground. Secondly, it keeps the Muleriders from being a one-dimensional offense.
Look for the nose guard, redshirt freshman from Sugar Land, Texas, Ife Ibeck, to be a big factor on defense today for the Javelinas. He had the first stop. After the gain of what they give a 3 instead of 2, it'll be 2nd and 7 upcoming for SAU. Fake the handoff to Nunnery. It's Hudson with the catch. Tanner Hudson to the 30, slipping past one tackle, and just shy of the 35-yard line. It's going to be very close to the first down yardage, but he's shy by about 1.5 yards.
And, Michael, here's one of those things that you don't hear often, I think, on a football broadcast. I think the key to both these teams is the tight end.
Absolutely. We start first with Tanner Hudson, a junior from Camden, Tennessee, and he has explosive numbers this year. It's going to be fun to watch the tight ends battle.
Most definitely. And not only that, Hudson will play a part beyond just the tight end role. He's also the punter for the Muleriders.
Yeah, we saw him kicking some long punts in the pregame. Nunnery on the handoff on 3rd and short will have the yardage gained to move the sticks for Southern Arkansas University, and their opening drive will stay alive.
Well, ground game picks up 6 yards on 2 carries. Nunnery's had a room right up the middle. Nice blocking by that Southern Arkansas offensive line. An offensive line that averages 309 pounds all the way across from side to side. Very, very solid, and created a hole then.
1st and 10 for SAU from their own 37-yard line, the opening drive. Another give to Nunnery. Past the original tackler, still bouncing off of would-be tacklers. Finally taken down by Kusiah Farabee. And Kusiah Farabee able to bring down the big back, 235. And 5'10", 235, the junior Michael Nunnery.
He kept being spun back one direction, spun the other direction, just never went to the turf, kept those feet churning, and picked up a big first down.
Just 2 minutes in here, 2 first downs already completed by Southern Arkansas. The Muleriders out of Magnolia, just about 55 miles down Highway 82 from here in Texarkana. I thought perhaps Renner would go to the air here. Instead, they keep it on the ground to their backup running back, Keandre Purifoy, a freshman out of Smackover High School. Picks up 2 yards, and he's met by several Kingsville Javelinas.
Well, I'd say is the future, but the future is now, as Purifoy's seen some time on the field already this year. Nunnery, obviously, the featured back, able to pick up yards, and I think a good call to give him just a little bit of a breather after that big run. But 4 carries so far for Southern Arkansas, already picked up 19 yards. I think it's all right to stay on the ground for a little bit here, although this set would seem to denote pass.
Movement on the defensive line, a free play. No, they blow the play dead. I wonder if the offense moved first. Looks like our line judge is pointing towards the defensive line for Kingsville. Offsides there, the encroachment call against Kingsville. That makes 2nd and 7 a lot more manageable at 2nd and 2.
Exactly, and play really never had a chance, and possibly just almost an unimpeded process or path to the quarterback. That may have been why they blew that dead. But yes, 2nd and short here. Looks like the same set, though, with those 3 receivers to the far side.
You have Tanner Hudson slotted in between the middle of those 2 receivers. The inside receiver is Jonathan Weisheidt, number 3. He's expected to make some big plays as well as they send Hudson in motion. Hudson's in to block there as the give goes to Purifoy, and he is stuffed. No gain at the line. And it's Brandon Jones, the first mention of him today, the first team Lone Star Conference selection, only a sophomore out of Houston, Texas. He is an important part of this defense.
Just a big matchup on that line against Southern Arkansas's right guard there, and it's just really nowhere to go there. Jones just comes right on through, very strong.
So now 3rd down, and it is the lead back, Nunnery, back in the game. He's right at the yardage gained sticks. Let's see if he's going to have enough or not. Well, this is going to be very close. Kingsville says 4th down. However, the officials say otherwise. A 3rd first down on this opening drive for Southern Arkansas University as they begin to eat up some clock nearly 4 minutes into the first quarter.
Well, Kingsville hasn't had to go up against weather like this so far this season. This is the first time that the weather's been really this challenging, which means that Kingsville opponents have had the opportunity to maybe pass and run a little bit more. Southern Arkansas sticking with the ground game.
Renner sends a man in motion. They will give to Nunnery again. A helmet goes flying, and just shy of the 40-yard line, he's tackled. DeMarcus Spurlock given credit for the tackle after a 2-yard gain.
Yeah, and it's a pretty good job to stay with that and get the tackle because he's the one who lost his helmet. You see it right there, and he grabs at the feet of Nunnery to bring him down. Let's take a seat on the sideline for just a moment as he goes out. Every time you lose your helmet in college football, you have to go out for a play, get that put back together.
We're seeing Hudson and Weisheidt being subbed in and out pretty regularly here, the wide receiver, tight end, and some different packages, some different looks in this first quarter as they send Weisheidt in motion, fake it to him. Renner dumps it off, it's incomplete. He was looking for Michael Nunnery, who started running before he had the catch. It was a little behind him as well.
Devontae Williams and Peyton Tilley in the area, but no question Nunnery could have made that catch, should have made that catch, and wouldn't have picked up too much yardage, at least if he'd been a hit initially. He'd had to pick some more after that. I don't know if he maybe heard those footsteps.
So here's a big play for Southern Arkansas. 3rd down conversions this year, 77 out of 173, 4th best in the Great American Conference. They're kind of in that no man's land right now, 3rd and 8. And into the wind, it would be way too far out of the range for a field goal attempt from Bradford Grims. I don't know if it'd be 4-down territory on the first drive of the contest. Renner throws high, incomplete. He was going for Kalen Burks, and there was coverage that time by Kusiah Farabee. 4th down and 8. What will Southern Arkansas do here?
Well, pretty good coverage that time by Kingsville on defense. I do think, though, this is the first time this afternoon we've seen the wind come into play. Either that or the routes were just not run right because trying to get over to make that reception of the ball well behind the intended receiver.
Tanner Hudson with 36 punts this year, a 41.4-yard average. He's not punting for average this time. The rugby-style kicker almost had it blocked as Brandon Jones was right there. It'll bounce a yard or two into the end zone and then back for a touchback. And so Kingsville makes a stop after giving up a couple of first downs along the way, but no points on the board yet.
No, and Southern Arkansas did have the opportunities. The drop pass by Nunnery, a misthrown pass a little bit down the field as Hudson's going to net just 21 yards off that punt as it sets up shop at the 20, though. I think if you're Southern Arkansas, and you look at it right now, and obviously plays on the first possession, Michael, scripted. You're going to see some of the things like that. What's this defense going to do? How are they going to react? And also, set up a play in third or fourth quarter, as the case may be. I think, though, if you're the Muleriders on offense right now, you have to feel pretty good about the way that you move the ball down the field, especially into the wind.
Absolutely. Able to pick up some key third downs as well to keep the drive going. And, again, you're pinning Kingsville back pretty deep as opposed to having the ball in better field position. Taking some time coming back to the field, we'll see Miles Carr, the senior from Arcadia, California, at quarterback for Texas A&M Kingsville. I'll get this out of the way right away, Joey. He was the player of the year in the Lone Star Conference, but he was a second-team selection. So I'm scratching my head on that one. I asked a few people about it, and, Miles, they said, was really more of a game manager. Okay, there may have been some better quarterbacks in the league, and, there were two teams that went on to the NCAA Division II postseason. So those guys are going to have some good quarterback play, meaning Texas A&M Commerce. But still, he's an overall game manager.
Yeah, Midwestern State being the other from the Lone Star Conference that made the D2 playoffs. But still, it does it is odd to think about someone who's the player of the year, and yet they're a second-teamer on the conference squad.
We were told we would see a lot of movement from Kingsville. They like to do a lot of different things out of their pro-style offense, double tight end set on occasion, multiple guys in the backfield. Well, we saw some movement there, and it did cause some confusion for SAU.
And Kendricks McCann jumps across very, very quickly. Looked like he was awaiting a quick snap there for the Kingsville offense, and offsides, 5 yards.
He's the sophomore from right here in Texarkana. One thing that Coach Bill Keppel did at the start of the game, he sent 4 of his players from the Texarkana area out as captains, which was really nice to see. A deep ball from Miles Carr intended for Jordan Thomas, but it was 10, 15 yards in front of him, and we have a flag that has appeared.
And that flag is well after the fact. It looked like the official made the decision, maybe that really was pass interference after all. Darren Crawford in the area.
You want to talk about the wind playing a factor. I think it did on that throw. I think Carr got it up in the air a little bit and sailed over the receiver as well.
I agree. We're hearing tell that it might be 10 miles an hour. I think that somebody's weather app is askew there. It's at least 15, possibly gust to 20 plus.
Well, I haven't updated to the new software yet.
Okay,
so it was my phone. Yeah, maybe that was the problem.
Could be. I mean, you take the eye test out there and say that it's more than 9 miles an hour out there.
Holding was the call there. No, they did call the pass interference, didn't they? Okay. So after the 15-yard mark-off, that's easy yards for Kingsville. They have 1st and 10 at their own 35 as Carr will hand off to Greg Petrie. He's the feature back, but they will run 2-3 guys out there from time to time. A senior has only played in 9 games this year, but 622 yards on the ground, and he will pick up about 3.5 here.
Now that's his 141st carry of the season. He's leading the team in rushing yards, 625 yards now on the ground this season. But there are 2 other players for this Javelina squad that have at least 500 rushing yards coming into this afternoon's contest.
3-yard gain makes it 2nd and 7. This is Texas A&M Kingsville's opening drive. They stopped Southern Arkansas on their first possession. We're inside 10 to play in the first quarter. And Carr looks to throw, drops it off, and incomplete. That one may have just slipped through the hands of Petrie with a wet football. I don't know. He was trying to run as he was trying to catch it, too. Maybe that played a factor.
It was in front of him just enough that he needed to run into it. I think he had it on his fingertips there and just couldn't bring it in. Of course, Petrie, we talked about those 3 rushing yards to get things going. 3rd and 7 coming up. Also, you're going to see Nick Pullrun as well in the backfield. Maybe not as much as Petrie, but pretty close. And don't forget about Luis Lopez. He'll see some action today as well.
So it's 3rd and 7 for Miles Carr. He has 4 wide receivers. Again tries to drop it off, throwing off of his back foot. Incomplete to Jordan Thomas, and it brings up 4th and 7, and we're going to see the special teams out for Texas A&M Kingsville.
Not only off his back foot, but behind Thomas. Thomas had to come back, started off working left, moved back across the middle of the field, and that pass was behind him. He didn't have a really good look at it or anything else reaching up for it. It's actually fortunate for Kingsville that it falls incomplete.
Well, if you felt good about your offense, then you really feel good about your defense for SAU. Really only 3 yards gained besides that penalty as the kick is sent away by Tristan Hernandez, and here is where that wind plays a factor, but that was just a good punt, too. It's inside the 10 and will be out of bounds at the 7.
Field position battle right now then, going the way of Southern Arkansas. Nice possession by the way of Kingsville. Southern Arkansas, nice possession on its first possession, but really is going to have an uphill climb here facing this wind.
Well, our first punt of the day goes 55 yards. I think we could see a record broken here today. I don't know.
I suspect we could.
We have the record man in the booth with us, Eric Moyer. He'll keep track of all things records, I'm sure. Well, Southern Arkansas going into the wind again for their second offensive drive, again moving the ball into Kingsville territory the first time around.
You know, one of the things about a game like this, too, Michael, is the fact that with the weather as it is, of course, it's going to shorten the game somewhat. The more you keep the ball on the ground, the more that clock's going to run. So that means that every possession by both these teams just seems to be magnified even that much more.
Yeah, absolutely. And this one's going to start from inside their own 10-yard line. Nunnery will be probably in the end zone as the running back for this first play. Right there on the line. So 1st and 10 from their own 7. Renner sends a man in motion. He gives to Nunnery. Met by a couple of Javelinas at about the 10. Looks like he'll make it out to the 11-yard line. And it's once again Ife Ibik. This guy is all over the place today already.
Pretty good job blocking again for Southern Arkansas. Credit that time to the left guard, Chandler Nance. Sophomore, 6'3", 280. Again, that big offensive line, he's like the smallest one out there, averaging 309.
Again, the carry goes to Nunnery, and he's met by Quentin Parks at about the 18-yard line. This is going to be close to a first down. He needed 5. It looks like he has 6, and they will move the chains. Nunnery's been great on the ground so far. He'll check out of the game for just a moment. Keandre Purifoy is back in. It seems like Southern Arkansas is trying to just, like you said, that first drive, find some plays. Everything's pretty well scripted out. Eventually, they're going to go to the air with Barrett Renner. I mean, his numbers this year, 3,167 passing yards, as Purifoy is upended at the 20-yard line, a 3-yard pickup.
Well, we didn't get a chance to talk about Reedon when Kingsville had the ball. I'm sure we'll get to in a moment. Let's go back to Tanner Hudson for a moment, though. A tight end, a fantastic tight end. Both these tight ends lead their respective teams in touchdown receptions. And that's amazing to see two teams at this point of the season meeting one another whose tight ends play such a big role. One of the things, though, about Hudson, though, Hudson can move down the field. He's played wide receiver before. My goodness, he's played quarterback before.
Right.
He's played about every offensive position before. But he can do those short routes, 5 yards and in, catch the ball, pick up yards after the pass.
2nd and 7. Renner wants to throw. He was under all sorts of duress. A penalty flag comes in. Renner fell down. Are they going to get the – is it going to be intentional grounding, or is it going to be against the defense for knocking Renner to the ground is the question here.
Yes, it is a personal foul.
Okay.
They're going to say roughing the quarterback. But I'll tell you, Michael, watch the throw here as we see the replay. He just simply throws it right back at the defender. And that is well after the fact, as that pass was thrown, and it's tough to call that a pass, but that's exactly what it was. Thrown right back at Trevor Moses, and Moses 2 steps and then the 2-arm shove and picked up the penalty. And you know, Michael, that's one of the things for Moses that he's going to have to think through this, a junior for Texas A&M Kingsville. The coaching staff says he's one of the smartest players on the field. He's another coach out there on the field, knows the schemes, knows what to do on defense, and that time he just let his motions get the best of him.
So both sides have had a big yardage penalty. Kingsville wasn't able to take advantage of theirs on their last drive. Southern Arkansas now sets up shop 1st and 10 from their own 36-yard line. Asked Landon Keppel about Tanner Hudson as Purifoy will get the handoff. He's got some running room. Bounces off of his own man. He's across the 50. He's into Kingsville territory at the 49-yard line. It's a 15-yard gain for Keandre Purifoy.
And you could, in essence, say that left tackle Marquand Edmond made the touchdown-saving tackle,
yes,
if you will. Not really tackle, but he got in the way, and Purifoy just simply couldn't get around him. And that big yellow jersey was the only thing between Purifoy and the end zone. Although you never want to get after a lineman that's blocking for you like that.
Right.
Clearing the way ahead of you like that, certainly Purifoy is not upset.
So 1st and 10 for Southern Arkansas, inside 7 to play in the first quarter. Ball at the Javelinas 49-yard line as Renner sends a man in motion again, gives to Nunnery. He is met by Brandon Jones. The sophomore from Nimitz High School keeps Nunnery to no gain on the play.
Well, Michael, I agree with you. I still would not be surprised to see Renner throw the ball here, possibly on 2nd down. But it doesn't have to be the long pass. Do the short routes. Get out there. That's another thing this Mulerider offense can do is pick up yards after the catch.
Well, and to just finish that point on Hudson, Coach Keppel, Landon Keppel, the offensive coordinator, he said that, he felt like Hudson would be a mismatch across the middle for some of those, 8, 10-yard type plays. A little shovel pass goes this time to Carrance Higgins. He has speed down the sidelines. Will stop, keep going to the 10-5. Carrance Higgins, 48-yard touchdown. He is a two-sport athlete for Southern Arkansas, running track for the Muleriders as well. The officials are huddled up. I don't see a flag down, but there was a call.
Didn't see the flag, but I can tell you what it is, Michael. It's after the fact. You see it right here coming in. You're going to find an offensive line. There you go, right in the right side of your screen coming through. And that was Marquand Edwin after the fact. And he has his hands in his helmet there. You see he's frustrated too because Higgins was already ahead of the play. And again, just a little bit of emotion. And that's going to negate what was a fantastic run.
One thing about Barrett Renner, not to take away from his ability to throw downfield, but, that play right there counts as a passing play. He gets passing yardage for that. And so really that's all Carrance Higgins right there. But, that's one thing that SAU does really well with some speed at the wide receiver position, that if they just give it to them short yardage plays, they can move and make plays and make it happen. Unfortunately for them, that one comes back on a penalty. But it does still set up a manageable 2nd and 4. They are at the Kingsville 43-yard line. 6 on that front line for Kingsville. Let's see who's going to come at Nunnery. He splits through both of them, loses the football. We knew that would play a factor today, and it's picked up by Peyton Tilley. Tilley running down the far sidelines. Will turn it the other direction, and Texas A&M Kingsville will have it at their own 42.
Well, Kingsville now an opportunity still with 5 minutes, 42 seconds left here in the first quarter to have the wind at its back here, and Nunnery just looked like he let go of it. Just simply came out of his hands. No one ripped it away.
Our first turnover of the day. Southern Arkansas entering this bowl game +5 in the turnover battle. Texas A&M Kingsville only +3.
Kingsville actually, though, in that has taken advantage of the opportunities when it's had it. Is one of the top teams in the country in defensive touchdowns, and wow, what a stop.
That is a huge hit right there. Southern Arkansas's Anthony Washington steps up and drops the tailback for a big loss.
Wow, how far was he back in the backfield just when the handoff was made? He was there. He almost received the handoff.
Sure
My
did.
Goodness. Well, I talked about the offensive line for Southern Arkansas. A little bit smaller offensive line for Kingsville, averaging right around 288 pounds across the board left to right there.
And about 6'4", the height there. So they've got the height, but, yeah, a little bit less weight. They shift the tight ends. Carr's going to throw, and it's incomplete to Anthony Autry. By the way, on the carry a minute ago, it was Luis Lopez. We talked about how we would see all three backs. That was his first carry, and, boy, Anthony Washington gave him a rude welcome to the Live United Bowl.
It's the first time we're calling Autry's name here. Autry is the leading receiver in terms of receptions for the Javelinas. Had 42 receptions this year, 686 yards. But weather may keep him from being as big a factor as I think he'd like to be today, playing his final game.
Yeah, two-time first-teamer in the Lone Star Conference in his 2 seasons at Texas A&M Kingsville out of Atlanta, Georgia. Carr is under pressure. He is somehow able to get past 3 players in the backfield and dumps it off to Lopez before Lopez is dropped down by Elgin Moore. But it's a positive yardage play that gains 5, maybe 6.
What an elusive play that was. What a fantastic job by Carr to find his way and get around just to even have the presence of mind to get rid of the ball here after he was nearly taken down twice.
We will see Tristan Hernandez for the second time, standing at his own 30, and Jonathan Weisheidt is near the 10. This one has the chance to go a long ways as well. End-over-end kick that bounces at the 25. Weisheidt is going to field, met by one Kingsville Javelina, and then another, and then several more, and drop down at the 12-yard line.
Now, forward progress is going to get him out there, but you know what? I don't think that's a bad decision, not letting it roll all the way down to the 5.
Just a little over 4 to play in the first quarter. It's the Live United Bowl. No score at this point. Stay with us.
At Express Employment Professionals
in Gulfport, Mississippi,
in Springfield, Illinois,
In Bend, Oregon.
in Champaign, Illinois,
In Oklahoma.
in Corpus Christi, Texas.
In Jersey City.
In Fishers, Indiana.
Here in Knoxville, Tennessee.
We're on a mission. We're on a mission.
We're on a mission. We're on a mission.
A mission. A mission.
A mission.
A mission.
We're on a mission to put 1 million people to work.
The give to Keandre Purifoy before a hard hit from Kusiah Farabee, but a big run for Purifoy, and so we've seen Michael Nunnery with the power yards, 4 or 5 yards, and then we've seen Purifoy with a couple of big runs so far.
And you know what, other than a turnover, I mean, what Southern Arkansas has done on offense against this Kingsville rushing defense has been very impressive.
We're inside 4 to play, first quarter of the 4th Live United Bowl, and there is still no score in this one as Purifoy again keeps it across the 30-yard line.
And we may see the Muleriders bust the Kingsville defensive average, is what it's given up in the first quarter. This is in entire games this season. Kingsville's defense has given up just 96.3 yards per game on the ground. And right now, the Muleriders are sitting at 92 yards here in the first quarter.
Faced with a 2nd and 6 as we near 3 to play. They will again send Higgins in motion. The shovel pass goes to him. He's looking for blockers. Doesn't have much. Kusiah Farabee is in on the play again after minimal gain that time. And
Wow.
Edmund Hobbs also given credit there.
How much do the Muleriders want that block in the back?
Absolutely.
After that similar play, similar setup for Higgins that time. He used his speed on the earlier play. Of course, the 6 points taken off the board after the unfortunate block in the back from a Muleriders fan perspective, and just wasn't able to pick anything up that time.
Yeah, not saying it can't work again, but usually that first time, that's the one where you want to catch them. So 3 receivers to the top of your screen. Nobody on the left side of the field at receiver. Renner's going to throw across the middle through the hands of Tanner Hudson with Farabee on the coverage. And again, that one just slipped through his hands.
Yeah. I mean, and when they look at the film on this, he's gonna know I should have had that catch. And not that the coverage wasn't there. Farabee was there, but still Hudson has a step as we watch the replay. Passes there, and he had to go up just a bit for it, but normally sure-handed. He I think on a different day would have brought that in.
Even right there, you talk about a mismatch. Farabee 6'1", Hudson 6'5". If he can come down with those, it will be an advantage for him. High snap, and we'll see Hudson punt, but first a whistle and a flag.
Well, that's where, by the way, that's where that 6'5" comes into play also. A high snap going with the wind like that. Hudson did a fantastic job just to hang on to it.
Hudson has had 2 punts this year of 70 yards or more, but I wouldn't expect that here, punting into a heavy wind, 15, 20 miles an hour.
He has the field to work with now,
That's
Michael.
true.
I mean, he's back on his own 15, 10-yard line, actually. So, no, it's going in against this wind. It's very unlikely to happen.
Get it past Sean Landez, perhaps. Landez, punt returner with 20 returns this year, just under 200 yards for an average of 9.6 per return. And Hudson is still able to get a good punt away that does go over Landez at the 30, and it is still rolling. So that is a pretty good job of Tanner Hudson into that wind. We're nearing 2 to play in the first quarter. Still no score between the Javelinas and the Muleriders in the Live United Texarkana Bowl.
It hit us. But you never thought it would happen because it's always went around us. Well, this one didn't go around us. 20 different properties either totally destroyed or damaged. It looked like a war zone.
We had 70 employees arrive within the first 10 hours. My name is Jennifer Harland, and I'm the External Affairs Manager for SWEPCO. It's not just about restoring power, it's about restoring the community as quick as we can.
We may be a power company, but the true power in our communities comes from our people.
Inside 2 to play in the first quarter and still no score. And after the first play there, a 2-yard gain, a hard hit that time from the senior from Missouri City, Texas, Alex Kuanu. Honorable mention Lone Star Conference selection as we see Renner now go with 2 tailbacks with him. Sorry, that was Malik Preston. I had the wrong team there, wrong number 46. Yeah, Malik Preston as Kingsville is on the drive with a flag coming in at the end of that play.
I'm trying to figure out how the official threw that flag 25 yards into the wind. That was impressive on his part. Mike, he was seriously on the other 40-yard line, saw something from well down the field, and the Muleriders are saying this one may go against Kingsville.
By the way, both of these teams blue and gold. You know, I would get them mixed up at least once before the game comes to an end. So
that's all right.
Penalty is not going to take place.
Okay.
No penalty.
No penalty. And what was said there is that there was an illegal man downfield, but that's not the case. The pass was thrown where the pass was thrown. They're not going to call that. So 3rd and much better now for Kingsville here. Just 4 yards.
So 3rd and 4. They'll say, from their own 33-yard line. We have just about a minute to play in the first quarter, and now we do have another flag. I'm thinking an illegal man in motion here for Kingsville.
False start there, so 5 yards back. So just when Kingsville starting to maybe feel a little bit more comfortable about a 3rd and a manageable 4, now it's back to 3rd and 9. And, Michael, just 69 more seconds to have the wind at the Javelinas back.
That's right. Carr will send a man in motion. That's wide receiver Jordan Thomas. Line him up in the slot. And now Carr will throw off of the hands of Southern Arkansas's Stacy Lawrence. He has 5 interceptions this year. That leads the Great American Conference. That was a little too far out for him, but he did have a hand on it.
That has to be confusion on the play. It's a miscommunication that time, Michael, because there was no question for Kingsville. Thomas in the vicinity, but he did not turn around. And you see he's running a different route right there. And actually, forgive me, you were talking about the roster there. That was actually Lopez, and Lopez did not turn around. He didn't expect the pass then.
There's a 57-yard punt fielded by Jonathan Weishide, and the first to meet him from Kingsville is Nico Brown. Weishide makes it to the 20-yard line. And with 41 seconds to play in the first quarter, clock will stop momentarily here. And I mentioned at the top of the broadcast, head coach Bill Keppel in his 8th season at Southern Arkansas University. His previous stop was right here at Arkansas High, where he led the Razorbacks. And yes, they are the Razorbacks. They were the first to have the mascot before the university laid claim to it. Have to make sure that everybody knows that. You know, unique mascots here today.
That's true.
Coach Keppel won 2 state championships here at Arkansas High School, and I asked him, what is it going to feel like for you to come back onto this field and coach? And he said, Michael, it's going to be an eerie feeling. I didn't know I would ever be back. But he's excited to be here today in this game. Looks like SAU is going to maybe just run this first quarter clock out going into the win. That would be a good suggestion.
I would think so. But, Michael, talk about penalties here really quickly. Southern Arkansas in the first quarter penalized 4 times for 30 yards. Kingsville penalized just 3 times for 25 yards. That last penalty, though, was 5 yards. But how big a difference was that? Because it forced Kingsville to have to throw the ball. Lopez didn't turn around. They have to punt after that where it was third and much more manageable. That 5-yard penalty was big against the Javelinas.
Yeah, no, it absolutely was. You're right. We're winding down the first quarter. There's no score between Southern Arkansas and Texas A&M Kingsville. This is the Agent Berry Live United Texarkana Bowl, and we'll start the second quarter from Texarkana, Arkansas, coming up here in just a moment.
I chose SAU because SAU has a very small hometown family feel where every faculty and staff member is willing to help you in any way that they can.
I chose SAU because it helps me develop tight-knit relationships amongst my teammates in the residence halls and with my peers.
I chose SAU because before I flew here from Malaysia, I felt welcomed by the SAU staff and faculty.
I chose SAU because the engineering department has strong industry support that provides internships and jobs after graduation.
When you freeze something,
It's for later.
but how much later?
There's no way to be sure.
But Wendy's is sure that if you want a juicy, delicious hamburger right now, it should be made with fresh, never frozen beef, unlike some other guys. So that's what's in every single hamburger Wendy's serves, and the doubles and the triples. Because at Wendy's, fresh never gets old.
While enjoying an Alaskan cruise, Texarkana resident George Coleman experienced pain in his back and arm. He got home Sunday, came to Wadley Regional Medical Center's emergency department Monday, and had 4-vessel bypass surgery on Thursday. Thanks to a successful surgery, George is doing great. At Wadley, you have access to advanced treatments, plus
Start of the second quarter, we'll start with the ball on the turf and a penalty flag. They may just completely blow the play dead.
Well, they're going to call an incomplete pass just to get started, so there's not going to be a fumble there or anything like that. Now we sort out the flag to see what happened before that. Welcome back.
Yeah, exactly. Well, it was a quick first quarter, Joey. No score between either side as we take a look at some of the first quarter numbers. And not a whole lot to talk about at this point. Rushing the ball for Kingsville, Petrie had 1 for 3 yards, and Lopez had 2 for -2. That has been the bright spot for Southern Arkansas when we thought it would be difficult for them to run against this Kingsville team. That's what the coaches told us. They've been able to do that today.
They have exactly been able to do that, picking up those 94 yards again, almost picking up the entire average that Kingsville defense has given up. By the way, that was the first time today we've seen Sir Charles Perkins, and it may be the last time for at least a little while. He goes back to the bench after that little shovel pass was incomplete.
I tried to find out when he was knighted. I wasn't able to get any information on that. He's a freshman from Pittsburgh, Texas. Nunnery takes the carry that time, and it's going to be a 3rd down upcoming now for Southern Arkansas.
Well, and you know what, that's where you talked about that shovel pass just a little bit earlier as we see Nunnery there keeping those hands warm. That's where it showed up big time for the Muleriders, where that otherwise may have been a mishandled handoff.
Right.
It's actually an incomplete pass at that point in the weather like this, and so, boy, what a fortunate break for Southern Arkansas. The down marker on the far side of the field says first down. That's not the case.
I'm going to go 3rd and 2. Nunnery again on the carry, but he runs into Quentin Parks. No gain. In fact, it's a loss of 1 as Quentin Parks brings him down.
And, Michael, that's the first time this afternoon. If they do count that as a loss, it looks like trying to find where the down marker is. That would be the first rush for negative yards for Southern Arkansas today. And again, boy, we thought the wind might be a factor. Having it at your back, having it at your back right now, it actually seems to be more of a detriment in this game.
Yeah, that's right. Here's Tanner Hudson again. We talked about his big ability to boot the football away. He'll have a chance to do just that here with the wind. And there goes the end-over-end rugby-style kick. It is fielded by Landez at the 22, and he is gang tackled at about the 24-yard line. Southern Arkansas's Trevor Gainwell, the first to apply the hit.
I thought they were going to give him all the way to the 27. I think they're going to mark at the 26 right here. As forward progress gets him to the 26. He's spun around and then thrown back down at about the 23. But I think they're going to put this past the 25-yard line.
52-yard punt from Hudson. Still waiting to see where they will officially put this one down. You know, we talked about Coach Keppel on the other side, Darren Wilkinson, just in his 2nd season as the head coach, and it's been lean years, the last 3 seasons for Texas A&M Kingsville. I was reviewing a story earlier in the week, and one of the seniors said, hey, my team got more wins this year than we had my 3 previous seasons as a member of Texas A&M Kingsville. And so Coach Wilkinson alluded to the fact that his older players, they did not get accustomed to losing, but that was kind of the mindset around there, that they were going to go out and not have a chance. But this year he's really been able to turn it around. And I asked him what a 9-3 season would mean to him, and he said, it really would mean more to the fans because they know the history of Kingsville. 7 NAIA national championships, and he's really trying to do this for the fans, he said.
Well, and they have. They know the history. It's a big football program, big football fan base in South Texas down there, and they know what's available. And so the school did what they needed to do, went out and found the hot coach at the right time, and definitely fits the bill here.
We haven't seen Staley Redden get involved just yet. Lopez is in at tailback, and there's the first pass attempt to Redden. It falls incomplete. Elgin Moore on the coverage brings up 2nd and 10.
Oh, you talk about that too, Michael, as with Coach Wilkinson. This was a team, as this pass attempt you're looking to see here, trying to find Reed open, and the pass just a little bit out in front of him. But Coach Wilkinson, the offensive coordinator 2 years ago on a Colorado State Pueblo team that won a national championship. And so that is often the case in Division I, done on the Division II level too. Find that hot offensive coordinator, bring them in, and see if they can turn this program around. And that's what he's done at Kingsville in year 2.
He has absolutely been able to do that. Tailback Lopez met at the line of scrimmage. Well, you can about name a Southern Arkansas player and give them the credit there. How about Calvin Lyons, the senior from Liberty Ilo, one of these local players, 13 on the roster for Southern Arkansas University, who have ties close to the Texarkana area. Now, I'm including Hope in that mix, which is about 35, 40 minutes away, but 7 that are specifically from Texarkana. 2 minutes gone by, second quarter, still no score. And it's 3rd down, and we'll call it 11. Carr looked right, nobody there, back the other way, and that one falls incomplete. All sorts of players having that ball pinball off of him. It was intended for Jordan Thomas, and I thought Kyle Plum might come down with it.
Well, so far right now for A&M Kingsville, not what it's expected. As a matter of fact, 4 rushing attempts, net 0 yards. Didn't expect that from this rush first attack today. Of course, again, the weather is a factor.
Weishide averaging just over 6 yards per punt. There is a lot of action around the punter, Hernandez, that time. A player down. In fact, that is Hernandez. It's going to be a short punt. Boy, Hernandez was hit by several players, and no flag.
Well, you were talking about what Weishide had done in that he'd averaged 6 yards per punt. As we get a look at this again,
we'll see if he's okay when we come back in just a moment. Second quarter action, still no score between the Muleriders and the Javelinas.
Since the year 1916, Christus St. Michael has been guided by the same mission to extend the healing ministry of Jesus Christ. For a century, we have strived to provide excellence in medical care, and today you have made us the region's hospital of choice. From our entire family to yours, we are forever thankful. Christus St. Michael, 100 years of healing.
Well, Tristan Hernandez was able to stand up and walk off the field. We'll see if he makes a return out in a game like this today. Joey, you're going to need your special teams guys, your punters for sure.
I think so, especially if your offense is not producing like it needs to be. And again, we've talked about not only the wind, of course, the field is wet today too. There's been rain in the vicinity all morning long coming into the game, supposed to be with us throughout the course of what should be game time today. But if your offense is not producing, you have to have special teams in there and move the ball down the field and see if you can at least win a field position battle, put yourself in a position to do something better in the next possession.
So now Southern Arkansas going with the wind, a short field. This may be their best chance. Maybe not throughout the whole game, but it's definitely been their best chance so far. Renner dumping it off. He finds his man, and down the right sidelines, inside the 35-yard line that time was Southern Arkansas's Keandre Purifoy. Well, Purifoy with the big running plays and also able to break away a little bit there on the pass play. Southern Arkansas putting up the first downs, that's for sure. They have a fresh set here to work with. 1st and 10 from the Kingsville 33-yard line.
Crossing more than 100 total yards of offense.
Hudson in motion. Renner to Purifoy. Cuts it outside right, hit hard, and dropped at the 31-yard line. Trey Oliver, the first to apply the hit.
Well, Purifoy hit a little hard, a little slow. He's jogging back over to the sideline. It's going to bring Nunnery back in. But Southern Arkansas overloading the right side, which is the short side of the field right now, and definitely good blocking to allow for the running back to find room, whether it be Nunnery or Purifoy.
After a short gain, it's 2nd and 8 for Southern Arkansas. And again, stacking the right side with Hudson in motion left. Renner looking right the whole way. Finds Weisheidt. 25-yard line, past a tackler, and shoved out of bounds that time by DeMarcus Spurlock.
Setting up what might look like initially a little bubble screen on the right side over there, but when Hudson goes to the other side, acts as a blocking back, and Weisheidt eludes one tackle right there, picks up another 3 yards.
First down 10, Southern Arkansas just outside the red zone. Still no score between Texas A&M Kingsville and Southern Arkansas. Same setup, Hudson in motion again. And on 1st and 10, Nunnery receives the carry. Several Kingsville Javelina players, including Spurlock again, colliding in for the tackle. To give Forrest Jones some credit as well.
Boy, how about some good blocking? Really good blocking that time. Going to give Geeson credit on that one on the right side of the line over there. Need a little help to get up, but Southern Arkansas, again, overloading, short side, working with that side of the field and not taking up a lot of room, but in essence at this point just forcing it down Kingsville's throat to say, we're going to keep moving the ball on the ground. You're going to have to stop us.
There goes Hudson in motion again. This time he'll stay to the right side. He's in to block there, and the give again goes to Purifoy. Not a lot for Purifoy. He lost one, in fact. Trevor Moses gets credit for the tackle.
Well, and it's not a lot for Purifoy, but honestly not a lot for the Southern Arkansas blocking as well. Hudson moved over in the vicinity, and all he could do was try to not hold as defenders made their way through. That a solid play on the Kingsville defense, finding the way into the backfield.
So it's a big play here for Southern Arkansas University. Now you are in field goal range, but they're trying to get 7 with the way this drive has been going. 3rd and 8, make it 3rd and 9 after the loss of a yard. On the option to Purifoy, nowhere to go there. Stopped at about the 25-yard line, and he is met by Trey Oliver and also Forrest Jones one more time.
Well, and Oliver and Jones sniffed that one out. It looks like maybe the Muleriders went to the well one too many times going right, and the defense able to set up shop over there, and even the little pitch out by Renner picked up quickly.
And so we're going to see Bradford Grims for the first time, the 5'11", 157-pound junior from Denton, Texas. He was 11 out of 15 this season, kicking field goals. And the holder is Jared Brown. The kick is away from Bradford Grims, easily had the distance, and Bradford Grims gives Southern Arkansas the first points of this year's Live United Bowl. It's 3-0. Southern Arkansas leads Kingsville. Just under 9 to play in the second quarter.
In 1970, a visionary by the name of Jim Yates saw an opportunity to provide convenience to customers by providing quality products in a fast and friendly environment. 46 years and nearly 300 stores later, the Easy Mart brand has become one of the largest privately owned chains in the nation. Easy Mart proudly remains family-owned and operated in the 4 states area and employs over 2,200 employees. Your convenience is our business, and we love making life easier for you.
It hit us, but you never thought it would happen because it's always went around us. Well, this one didn't go around us. 20 different properties either totally destroyed or damaged. It looked like a war zone.
We had 70 employees arrive within the first 10 hours. My name is Jennifer Harland, and I'm the External Affairs Manager for SWEPCO. It's not just about restoring power, it's about restoring the community as quick as we can.
We may be a power company, but the true power in our communities comes from our people.
40-yard field goal good by Bradford Grims for Southern Arkansas, and they lead Kingsville by the score of 3-0. Inside 9 to play as Anthony Autry is back deep to receive. And it's not going to be Autry, but instead it's going to be for Kingsville Nick Polrin, who takes it out to the 20-yard line. Well, that's the first time we've called his name today when we thought he might be involved in the action a little bit more on offense.
Exactly. And, you know, Autry wanted that when they stepped over actually to try to maybe be a part of that play. Autry, again, another name we haven't called as well, and looked like he wanted to be a part of that, but the ball drifted into Polrin's hands and actually did a pretty good job, made the most of it, got back out to the 19.
We talked about how the punters are going to be important today because it looks like it's going to be a tough day to move the ball, but field goal kickers are going to be important today as well, and there's two good ones out there. Bradford Grims gives SAU the game's first points. Carr will work under center this time and send Jordan Thomas in motion, and it is Thomas out past the 30-yard line up to about the 34-yard line. Southern Arkansas's Malik Preston brings him down.
Well, we did see the movement as was promised there. Nice play on the end around by Thomas.
Greg Petrie, the running back. They also have a fullback in. And Carr, given time to throw, trying to hit Autry, threw it to his feet.
Carr, a Division I transfer from Fresno State. One of a few Division I transfers this Kingsville team coming in this season. And it's a point I'd like to hit on a little bit later, but Michael, he threw into the wind this time. We noted that he might have been struggling a little bit with the wind in the first quarter. That ball looked like it just got knocked out of the air.
Yeah, he's got to be sitting there thinking, what do I have to do? The first quarter, I couldn't throw because the wind was so strong one way, and now he's into the wind, and it's going to take him a little while to figure out which speed's going to work for him. This time he'll hand off again, and there's not a whole lot of running room that time. Petrie on the carry, and he's going to get just a couple.
Well, in a contest like this, you think that the defense has the opportunity to really sell out a little bit more to the run, and in doing so, you can afford to put more men in the box that time. Southern Arkansas did just that. So even after the initial wave gets through, they're more in the linebackers, and so waiting for the ball to come through to make that tackle.
It's 3rd down and 9 for Kingsville. Carr looking to throw, drops it off in the flat. It's Petrie. Petrie across the 35 and tripped up by Southern Arkansas's Jashawn Williams. Shy of the first down. Well shy, in fact. He needed 9 and picked up about 4.
Well, did a good job to elude Malik Preston right there and picked up those 4 more yards coming through. Well, it's rough going for this Kingsville offense right now. And even you see it again, even when you elude one tackler, 2, 3 more yellow jerseys coming through quickly.
Kingsville averaging 434 yards of offense per game this season. Well off from that. Hernandez back out there with another punt that bounces at the 35-yard line and will take a Javelinas roll before it's downed. But again, into that wind, that's probably the shortest punt we've seen so far today. Goes for 36 yards.
Talking about Kingsville, too, and the turnaround then that Coach Wilkinson's been able to make. And part of the reason for that, too, and why you see such a big difference even from year 1 to year 2, I believe, some of the Division I transfers that have come in. This is a team that is very much senior-laden, has many upperclassmen on it, and so it is good for this year to make that turnaround and win those 8 games. There are going to have to be a lot of young players next year, though, that step up for Coach Wilkinson's squad to continue this success.
Well, that's right, in order not to have that relapse again. Purifoy, the tailback, and he gets a yard and not much more. Trevor Moses on the stop.
Well, and it is, too, because success does breed success, and so that is something that, of course, then with the recruiting coming up over the next month, 2 months here along the way for all the college football programs, it is something that you can say to a younger player, also possibly someone transferring in, hey, we can get it done. Look at what we've done. Look at the turnaround that's here. So it may take a fresh new wave.
2nd and 10 for Southern Arkansas after no gain on the Purifoy run. Renner trying to drop it off, finds Carrant Higgins, able to get past one tackler, which would have been shy of the first down, but it looks like his second effort will move the chains. Devontae Williams stops him.
And we see Higgins coming across here, just a short pass, and it feels a lot longer than what it really actually is on a day like today, but gets the second effort. His speed is a factor. You mentioned him being a two-sport star, actually second place in the 200-meter run last year in the Great American Conference Track and Field Championship.
And represented Southern Arkansas at the national championships in Florida. 1st and 10, Southern Arkansas at their 37-yard line. Again, a lot of movement of Hudson. That's who they're going to. He crosses the 40, across midfield, and out of bounds once again in Kingsville territory. Southern Arkansas is on the move again.
Big burst of speed by Hudson, able to get past Peyton Tilley, a linebacker, and really Tilley never stood a chance. The main thing that kept Hudson from scoring was just a shortened field over there, his momentum carrying him out of bounds.
A 17-yard catch and run for Tanner Hudson, inside 6 to play until halftime. A 3-0 Southern Arkansas lead. Look at the defensive pressure from Kingsville. Now they stand up and back away. We were told you would see this set where you had only one technically down lineman with his hands on the ground, and here comes everybody else. That one is caught by Higgins. It did not bounce off the turf, and Carrant Higgins has it at the 34-yard line, a 12-yard pickup.
Well, you're not going to get any yards after the catch on something like that, but he doesn't need it. Ran the perfect route, came back. Looked like his feet may have slipped out from under him just enough. Presence of mind, though, to get the arms under the ball and make the grab.
We knew Southern Arkansas had an explosive offense. 3 of the last 4 years, they've totaled more than 5,000 yards. This year, over 5,200. 5,277 to be exact, and they have another fresh set of downs to work with. 1st and 10 at the Kingsville 34. As they stack the line right again, Renner is going to throw that way. It's Weisheight, keeps his foot in bounds and makes the catch. Only about a 2-yard gain, but positive yardage for Southern Arkansas. They'll have 2nd and 8.
Well, now how big is this, though, for Southern Arkansas then? This is 3 consecutive completed passes now. The passing game in full motion. Southern Arkansas now becomes a two-dimensional offense because this does open things up for the running game.
Nearing 4 minutes to play until halftime now. I think Kingsville probably only gets one more chance on offense before this half ends, if they get that. Jonathan Weisheight tackled around the ankles at the 30-yard line. It'll be a 2-yard gain. And Trevor Moses again gets the tackle. Moses had 36 tackles this year, but goodness, he may have 36 before this game is over, the way he's playing today.
Well, Sir Charles Perkins comes back in for Southern Arkansas. He was in on the previous play. May have an opportunity. Looks like he might be a blocking back here more in this scheme.
On 3rd and 6, Renner is indeed going to throw, but first a penalty flag.
Movement on the left side of the Southern Arkansas line. And it looked like it could be Marquand Edmond. We'll see. And that is the case. They're going to say offsides, though.
Yeah. Edmond threw his left hand up, but then I guess the defender came across. So that makes 3rd and 6, 3rd and 1. Really less than 1 here for Southern Arkansas. And that changes the game plan, Joey. They were going to pass the ball a moment ago.
It does. Looks like Dalton Wright is in there now. Very double tight formation with the slots as well.
Goes to Purifoy. He's met in the backfield, and Purifoy, Trevor Moses, is there again to stop him from gaining the yard he needed. Well, he accelerated into the backfield.
Well, somebody's parting the Red Sea for Moses to get through right now. No question about that, because there are gaps that are opening up, and he's finding his way into that backfield.
Yes, he is. Nearing 3 to play now in this second quarter. Hey, it's December. Merry Christmas to everybody. Renner's going to throw, and it is almost intercepted. Bouncing off of Kusiah Farabee, incomplete. And Joey, we went from 3rd and inches basically. It was less than a yard to now 4th and a couple and a turnover on downs.
You know what? It's the Kingsville favor that this pass was not intercepted. We get about 15 yards farther up the field now after the turnover on downs. Definitely 4-down territory. But again, how big is that?
I don't know. Do you take the second field goal? I mean, Grims can kick with the wind.
He can, but that one would have been a little bit longer. That would have been beyond 40 yards, probably around 43. I don't know, but Moses, they're going to look back and say that was a fantastic job for Moses to get in through and make that stop.
Yep. Kingsville shifts to the right side and will give on the ground. Well, not a lot of running room that time from Petrie, but second effort propelled him forwards before Calvin Lyons stopped him. 3-yard gain, 2nd and 7.
By the way, Great American Conference fans, don't forget also that there's another game that has started underway in Missouri as the NCAA Division II quarterfinals taking place. Harding, undefeated, taking on Northwest Missouri State. That just started a few moments ago.
Another give this time to Petrie, and he is wrapped up right away. Devondrick Lyson, the sophomore, makes the hit, bringing up 3rd down and long now for Texas A&M Kingsville. They are not getting anything going. This has been a great defensive performance from SAU in the first half. And yeah, 8 teams left in the Division II playoffs. All of them ranked, 7 of the 8 ranked in the top 15 of the AFCA poll. And then you put these 2 teams in, both of them receiving votes throughout the year. There's some good football teams still playing. Carr will go to the air on 3rd and 7 and finds nobody. He bounces that one in front of his intended target, Kyle Plum. And he is out of sync here in this first half. It's going to be 4th and long, and Kingsville will punt again.
Really, the disparity between the two in total yards right now. A&M Kingsville just 32 yards on the afternoon so far. Southern Arkansas 181. Now it's reflected on the scoreboard just in a 3-0 lead. I got to tell you though, for just 4-down linemen, 3rd down that time, an obvious passing down. Southern Arkansas sends just 4-down linemen. The coverage throughout the field, it was a netting, it was a spider web out there, and really no good place for Kingsville to throw.
On 4th and 7, taking a long time to get the snap back to Hernandez. A low kick from Hernandez, just barely crosses the 50. Weishaupt decided to field at the 44-yard line or so. He picked up 3 before he was stopped down by Jacob Armstrong, and whoa, that was dangerous there. But Weishaught's got good hands; he's a receiver.
And I think I know why he did it, Michael. From that second angle, the ball was bouncing. He'd rather catch it with momentum going forward than have it take some kind of awkward bounce and hit off your ankle and become a live ball. Then, so I think that's why he went ahead and took care of that. Took the initiative, actually.
Renner is going to throw on 1st and 10, and that ball is incomplete to Jared Brown. The umpire says it hit the turf, and a chorus of boos come in a little bit here because Jared Brown from Texarkana, Arkansas, played right here at Razorback Stadium, and he's got a lot of faithful in the crowd today watching. They wanted him to be able to reel that one in. It was a wobbly throw.
You see that it's the right call.
Yep.
Nice
because
job
of the collision.
Exactly. Nice job by the cameraman to catch that and to see that through.
Kusiah Farabee on the coverage. Renner looks like he might run it for the first time, and he does. Only a 2.5, they'll call it a 3-yard gain for Barrett Renner on the ground.
He was carrying that ball in a pretty dangerous position. I think if you're going to run into the middle like that, right there on that Razorback logo in the middle of the field, may want to bring the ball in just a little bit. Looked like he was still thinking about throwing right until he got to the line of scrimmage.
This is interesting here. There's less than a minute to play, but if they don't complete this 3rd down play, if it's a pass play, clock will stop. Could give Kingsville some more time. Now Brown hauls one in. Takes a solid hit by Forrest Jones. And at the 42-yard line, that's enough for a first down. 40 call at the 43.
Well, and that's honestly, Michael, you were talking a little earlier about Tristan Hernandez letting some time run off the clock before he punted for Kingsville. That's why I didn't want to give these Muleriders any opportunity.
Renner to the air again, and this one is intercepted. It's going to go back the other way. Devontae Williams. He takes it all the way back to the end zone for a Kingsville touchdown.
You know, Michael, that is the 6th defensive touchdown on the season.
With a flag down now.
If it stands, it will be the 6th defensive touchdown on the season for Kingsville. You talked about them having just a +3 on takeaways. Well, here's what they do when they do take the ball away. They take it all the way to the house.
So now the all-important call. The touchdown is good. A sideline infraction was the call. So the touchdown stands. A pick 6 for Devontae Williams. His 2nd interception this season. And the game has just changed in a matter of seconds. The Javelinas with a lead 6-3 on the Muleriders.
Oh, no question about that. And it's an excited sideline. They'll give up that sideline warning with the excitement of knowing that the offense hasn't been productive so far, but still with an opportunity to take all the momentum to the house at the intermission.
Julio De La Garza will kick the extra point. His holder is the quarterback, Miles Carr. Taking their time here, and De La Garza puts it through and gives Texas A&M Kingsville a 7-3 lead on Southern Arkansas. Just about 30 seconds to play still here before halftime. Barrett Baber in concert coming up at halftime here in the Live United Bowl.
When was the last time you felt free? It's time to uncover that feeling again with the compassion of a cross and shield. Accepted by over 90% of doctors and specialists, and the power of a card that opens doors in all 50 states, giving you the freedom to love, to dream, to dance like no one is watching. Arkansas Blue Cross and Blue Shield. Live fearless. When was the last time you felt free?
I chose SAU because SAU has a very small hometown family feel where every faculty and staff member is willing to help you in any way that they can.
I chose SAU because it helps me develop tight-knit relationships amongst my teammates in the residence halls and with my peers.
I chose SAU because before I flew here from Malaysia, I felt welcomed by the SAU staff.
A pick 6 from Devontae Williams for Kingsville gives them a 7-3 lead. I'll learn how to talk eventually. Low kick as they try to keep it as close to the ground as possible, not to give Weisheidt any room, and he's still able to turn that into about a 10-yard run. Jonathan Weisheidt will give Southern Arkansas the ball at the 34-yard line. Well, what do you do here? It's 26 seconds until halftime. You have all 3 timeouts remaining. There are umbrellas flying almost onto the field. That's how windy it is right now. Do you take a shot downfield, or do you just keep it on the ground and get to halftime?
I do think you take a shot down the field, but I don't think you do it with the first play. I think you try to move it on the ball one time, use one of those timeouts, see if you can get a little bit farther down the field. Don't give Kingsville anything to work with, but, you know, one of the final plays of the half, see if you can get something in the air.
Well, Renner is indeed going to throw. We have a penalty flag in the backfield, and another flag now. Incomplete to Higgins. There was coverage from Jared Sanders.
Well, these are penalties that are likely going to offset, because it is very likely you're going to find a holding call in the backfield. It is also very likely against A&M Kingsville that they're going to get the pass interference call, and that one likely, again, would be charged to Sanders. All these things likely, not definitive yet.
I think you had a pretty good angle on it, though. Looks like that's
well, Sanders had Higgins' jersey. I mean, he was pulling down all the way through. We have a personal foul. It's a chop block. That'll be against the offense, but the pass interference penalty is going to offset. That'll be against the defense.
So all it did was take about 7 seconds off the clock.
All setting penalties, repeat the down.
Now, I mean, I would think they put the ball on the ground here. I don't know. But they find themselves trailing. They know they have a good offense. One big play could still make something happen.
Well, we've just seen that happen the other direction. One big play, and where the offense for Kingsville has been ineffective to the tune of just 32 yards in the first half, the defense really made the difference.
Waiting to see what they'll do here. Renner has Nunnery to his right, and Renner is going to throw. Brown cannot reel it in. It was intended for, no, yeah, Jared Brown right there across the middle, and he's not able to haul that one in. So with 14 seconds left now, it would have been a tough play for Jared Brown to make. The double coverage there. Main defender was Kusiah Farabee, who we have talked about a lot in this one. Sophomore from San Diego, California.
I think the main reason right now that this is still for Coach Keppel and his squad, as you see the Kingsville band right there cheering on their Javelinas, I think the main reason that this is still an option is having the wind at their backs.
On the ground this time to Nunnery. We were told that Kingsville was bringing close to 250 of their band here today, and then Southern Arkansas with about 140. So to match the two together, we've got nearly 400 band members here. That's going to take us to the end of the first half.
Southern Arkansas University Muleriders 3. Once again, boys finalist Barrett Baker.
The Javelinas lead 7-3 against the Muleriders. Kingsville with a pick six. Devontae Williams put them on the board. Bradford Grims with a field goal for SAU, and it is halftime. Kingsville 7, Southern Arkansas 3. We'll be back here in just a moment. Stay with us.
When you freeze something,
It's for later.
but how much later?
There's no way to be sure.
But Wendy's is sure that if you want a juicy, delicious hamburger right now, it should be made with fresh, never frozen beef, unlike some other guys. So that's what's in every single hamburger Wendy's serves, and the doubles and the triples. Because at Wendy's, fresh never gets old.
While enjoying an Alaskan cruise, Texarkana resident George Coleman experienced pain in his back and arm. He got home Sunday, came to Wadley Regional Medical Center's emergency department Monday, and had 4-vessel bypass surgery on Thursday. Thanks to a successful surgery, George is doing great. At Wadley, you have access to advanced treatments, plus innovative surgical options, plus the backing of our entire heart care network. Choose Wadley, because every emergency matters. Wadley Regional Medical Center, in partnership with physician owners.
Since the year 1916, Christus St. Michael has been guided by the same mission to extend the healing ministry of Jesus Christ. For a century, we have strived to provide excellence in medical care, and today, you have made us the region's hospital of choice. From our entire family to yours, we are forever thankful. Christus St. Michael, 100 years of healing.
In 1970, a visionary by the name of Jim Yates saw an opportunity to provide convenience to customers by providing quality products in a fast and friendly environment. 46 years and nearly 300 stores later, the Easy Mart brand has become one of the largest privately owned chains in the nation. Easy Mart proudly remains family owned and operated in the 4 states area and employs over 2,200 employees. Your convenience is our business, and we love making life easier for you.
It hit us. But you never thought it would happen because it's always went around us. Well, this one didn't go around us. 20 different properties either totally destroyed or damaged. It looked like a war zone.
We had 70 employees arrive within the first 10 hours. My name is Jennifer Harland, and I'm the External Affairs Manager for SWEPCO. It's not just about restoring power, it's about restoring the community as quick as we can.
We may be a power company, but the true power in our communities comes from our people.
When was the last time you felt free? It's time to uncover that feeling again with the compassion of a cross and shield, accepted by over 90% of doctors and specialists, and the power of a card that opens doors in all 50 states, giving you the freedom to love, to dream, to dance like no one is watching. Arkansas Blue Cross and Blue Shield. Live fearless. When was the last time you felt free? Free of worry. Free of fear. Free of uncertainty. It's time to uncover that feeling again, because you are protected with the compassion of a cross that's been trusted for 65 years, the security of a shield accepted by over 90% of doctors and specialists, and the power of a card that opens doors in all 50 states, giving you the freedom to love, to dream, to dare, to believe, to laugh, to dance like no one is watching. Arkansas Blue Cross and Blue Shield. Live fearless.
Looking for a great cup of coffee? Look no further than Easy Mart, conveniently located in the 4 States area. Faye Ellen and Easy Mart brand coffee is one of the best tasting coffees around. Brewed hot and fresh daily, get any size of Faye Ellen coffee for 99 cents. Also available for a limited time, a seasonal favorite pumpkin spice cappuccino. Stop by today in one of our many Easy locations in Texas, Oklahoma, Arkansas, and Louisiana. Your convenience is our business, and we love making life easier for you.
Conveniently located in the 4 States area, Easy Mart is able to serve all your refueling needs. Whether it's refueling your car with our high-quality fuel at any of our Easy In, Easy Out locations, or it's refueling your body with a hot snack from Two Chicks Cafe, paired with your choice of refreshing beverages including fountain drinks, fresh brewed Faye Ellen coffee or cappuccinos, or an ice-cold bottled beverage. Stop in today and let us refuel your day. At Easy Mart, your convenience is our business, and we love making life easier for you.
At Mid-South Bank, we're dedicated to providing loans that allow our customers to achieve their business and personal dreams. That's one promise you can bank on. We're not just business associates, we're neighbors. We're committed to our customers and the strength of our local economy. Here at Mid-South Bank, responsibility matters. With locations in Texas and Louisiana and still growing. Discover how our customers are finding strength in numbers at Mid-South Bank.
At Express Employment Professionals
in Gulfport, Mississippi,
in Springfield, Illinois,
In Bend, Oregon.
in Champaign, Illinois,
In Oklahoma.
in Corpus Christi, Texas,
In Jersey City. In Fishers, Indiana.
Here in Knoxville, Tennessee.
we're on a mission. We're on a mission.
We're on a mission.
We're on a mission.
A mission. A mission. A mission.
The mission.
we're on a mission to put 1 million people to work.
I chose SAU because SAU has a very small hometown family feel where every faculty and staff member is willing to help you in any way that they can.
I chose SAU because it helps me develop tight-knit relationships amongst my teammates in the residence halls and with my peers.
I chose SAU because before I flew here from Malaysia, I felt welcomed by the SAU staff and faculty.
I chose SAU because the engineering department has strong industry support that provides internships and jobs after graduation.
When you freeze something,
It's for later.
but how much later?
There's no way to be sure!
But Wendy's is sure that if you want a juicy, delicious hamburger right now, it should be made with fresh, never frozen beef, unlike some other guys. So that's what's in every single hamburger Wendy's serves, and the doubles and the triples. Because at Wendy's, fresh never gets old.
While enjoying an Alaskan cruise, Texarkana resident George Coleman experienced pain in his back and arm. He got home Sunday, came to Wadley Regional Medical Center's emergency department Monday, and had 4-vessel bypass surgery on Thursday. Thanks to a successful surgery, George is doing great. At Wadley, you have access to advanced treatments, plus innovative surgical options, plus the backing of our entire heart care network. Choose Wadley because every emergency matters. Wadley Regional Medical Center, in partnership with physician owners.
Since the year 1916, Christus St. Michael has been guided by the same mission to extend the healing ministry of Jesus Christ. For a century, we have strived to provide excellence in medical care, and today, you have made us the region's hospital of choice. From our entire family to yours, we are forever thankful. Christus St. Michael, 100 years of healing.
In 1970, a visionary by the name of Jim Yates saw an opportunity to provide convenience to customers by providing quality products in a fast and friendly environment. 46 years and nearly 300 stores later, the Easy Mart brand has become one of the largest privately owned chains in the nation. Easy Mart proudly remains family owned and operated in the 4 states area and employs over 2,200 employees. Your convenience is our business, and we love making life easier for you.
It hit us. But you never thought it would happen because it's always went around us. Well, this one didn't go around us. 20 different properties either totally destroyed or damaged. It looked like a war zone.
We had 70 employees arrive within the first 10 hours. My name is Jennifer Harland, and I'm the External Affairs Manager for SWEPCO. It's not just about restoring power, it's about restoring the community as quick as we can.
We may be a power company, but the true power in our communities comes from our people.
When was the last time you felt free? It's time to uncover that feeling again with the compassion of a cross and shield, accepted by over 90% of doctors and specialists, and the power of a card that opens doors in all 50 states, giving you the freedom to love, to dream, to dance like no one is watching. Arkansas Blue Cross and Blue Shield. Live fearless. When was the last time you felt free? Free of worry, free of fear, free of uncertainty. It's time to uncover that feeling again, because you are protected with the compassion of a cross that's been trusted for 65 years, the security of a shield accepted by over 90% of doctors and specialists, and the power of a card that opens doors in all 50 states, giving you the freedom to love, to dream, to dare, to believe, to laugh, to dance like no one is watching. Arkansas Blue Cross and Blue Shield. Live fearless.
Looking for a great cup of coffee? Look no further than Easy Mart, conveniently located in the 4 states area. Faye Ellen and Easy Mart brand coffee is one of the best tasting coffees around. Brewed hot and fresh daily, get any size of Faye Ellen coffee for 99 cents. Also available for a limited time, a seasonal favorite, pumpkin spice cappuccino. Stop by today in one of our many Easy locations in Texas, Oklahoma, Arkansas, and Louisiana. Your convenience is our business, and we love making life easier for you.
Conveniently located in the 4 states area, Easy Mart is able to serve all your refueling needs. Whether it's refueling your car with our high-quality fuel at any of our Easy In, Easy Out locations, or it's refueling your body with a hot snack from Two Chicks Cafe, paired with your choice of refreshing beverages including fountain drinks, fresh brewed Faye Ellen coffee or cappuccinos, or an ice-cold bottled beverage. Stop in today and let us refuel your day. At Easy Mart, your convenience is our business, and we love making life easier for you.
At Mid-South Bank, we're dedicated to providing loans that allow our customers to achieve their business and personal dreams. That's one promise you can bank on. We're not just business associates, we're neighbors. We're committed to our customers and the strength of our local economy. Here at Mid-South Bank, responsibility matters. With locations in Texas and Louisiana and still growing. Discover how our customers are finding strength in numbers at Mid-South Bank.
At Express Employment Professionals
in Gulfport, Mississippi,
in Springfield, Illinois,
in Bend, Oregon,
in Champaign, Illinois,
in Oklahoma,
in Corpus Christi, Texas,
in Jersey City, in Fishers, Indiana.
Here in Knoxville, Tennessee.
We're on a mission. We're on a mission.
We're on a mission.
We're on a mission.
A mission. A mission.
A mission.
A mission.
We're on a mission to put 1 million people to work.
I chose SAU because SAU has a very small hometown family feel where every faculty and staff member is willing to help you in any way that they can.
I chose SAU because it helps me develop tight-knit relationships amongst my teammates in the residence halls and with my peers.
I chose SAU because before I flew here from Malaysia, I felt welcomed by the SAU staff and faculty.
I chose SAU because the engineering department has strong industry support that provides internships and jobs after graduation.
When you freeze something,
It's for later.
but how much later?
There's no way to be sure!
But Wendy's is sure that if you want a juicy, delicious hamburger right now, it should be made with fresh, never frozen beef, unlike some other guys. So that's what's in every single hamburger Wendy's serves, and the doubles and the triples. Because at Wendy's, fresh never gets old.
While enjoying an Alaskan cruise, Texarkana resident George Coleman experienced pain in his back and arm. He got home Sunday, came to Wadley Regional Medical Center's emergency department Monday, and had 4-vessel bypass surgery on Thursday. Thanks to a successful surgery, George is doing great. At Wadley, you have access to advanced treatments, plus innovative surgical options, plus the backing of our entire heart care network. Choose Wadley, because every emergency matters. Wadley Regional Medical Center, in partnership with physician owners.
Since the year 1916, Christa St. Michael has been guided by the same mission to extend the healing ministry of Jesus Christ. For a century, we have strived to provide excellence in medical care, and today, you have made us the region's hospital of choice. From our entire family to yours, we are forever thankful. Christa St. Michael, 100 years of healing.
In 1970, a visionary by the name of Jim Yates saw an opportunity to provide convenience to customers by providing quality products in a fast and friendly environment. 46 years and nearly 300 stores later, the Easy Mart brand has become one of the largest privately owned chains in the nation. Easy Mart proudly remains family owned and operated in the 4 states area and employs over 2,200 employees. Your convenience is our business, and we love making life easier for you.
It hit us. But you never thought it would happen because it's always went around us. Well, this one didn't go around us. 20 different properties either totally destroyed or damaged. It looked like a war zone.
We had 70 employees arrive within the first 10 hours. My name is Jennifer Harland, and I'm the External Affairs Manager for SWEPCO. It's not just about restoring power, it's about restoring the community as quick as we can.
We may be a power company, but the true power in our communities comes from our people.
When was the last time you felt free? It's time to uncover that feeling again with the compassion of a cross and shield, accepted by over 90% of doctors and specialists, and the power of a card that opens doors in all 50 states, giving you the freedom to love, to dream, to dance like no one is watching. Arkansas Blue Cross and Blue Shield. Live fearless. When was the last time you felt free? Free of worry, free of fear, free of uncertainty. It's time to uncover that feeling again, because you are protected with the compassion of a cross that's been trusted for 65 years, the security of a shield accepted by over 90% of doctors and specialists, and the power of a card that opens doors in all 50 states, giving you the freedom to love, to dream, to dare, to believe, to laugh, to dance like no one is watching. Arkansas Blue Cross and Blue Shield. Live fearless.
Looking for a great cup of coffee? Look no further than Easy Mart, conveniently located in the 4 states area. Faye Ellen and Easy Mart brand coffee is one of the best tasting coffees around. Brewed hot and fresh daily, get any size of Faye Ellen coffee for 99 cents. Also available for a limited time, a seasonal favorite pumpkin spice cappuccino. Stop by today in one of our many Easy locations in Texas, Oklahoma, Arkansas, and Louisiana. Your convenience is our business, and we love making life easier for you.
Conveniently located in the 4 states area, Easy Mart is able to serve all your refueling needs. Whether it's refueling your car with our high-quality fuel at any of our Easy In, Easy Out locations, or it's refueling your body with a hot snack from Two Chicks Cafe, paired with your choice of refreshing beverages including fountain drinks, fresh brewed Fayelle and coffee or cappuccinos, or an ice-cold bottled beverage. Stop in today and let us refuel your day. At Easy Mart, your convenience is our business, and we love making life easier for you.
At Mid-South Bank, we're dedicated to providing loans that allow our customers to achieve their business and personal dreams. That's one promise you can bank on. We're not just business associates, we're neighbors. We're committed to our customers and the strength of our local economy. Here at Mid-South Bank, responsibility matters. With locations in Texas and Louisiana and still growing. Discover how our customers are finding strength in numbers at Mid-South Bank.
At Express Employment Professionals
in Gulfport, Mississippi,
in Springfield, Illinois,
in Bend, Oregon,
in Champaign, Illinois,
in Oklahoma,
in Corpus Christi, Texas,
in Jersey City, in Fishers, Indiana, here in Knoxville, Tennessee.
We're on a mission. We're on a mission.
We're on a mission. We're on a mission. A mission. A mission. A mission.
A mission.
We're on a mission to put 1 million people to work.
I chose SAU because SAU has a very small hometown family feel where every faculty and staff member is willing to help you in any way that they can.
I chose SAU because it helps me develop tight-knit relationships amongst my teammates in the residence halls and with my peers.
I chose SAU because before I flew here from Malaysia, I felt welcomed by the SAU staff and faculty.
I chose SAU because the engineering department has strong industry support that provides internships and jobs after graduation.
When you freeze something,
It's for later.
but how much later?
There's no way to be sure!
But Wendy's is sure that if you want a juicy, delicious hamburger right now, it should be made with fresh, never frozen beef, unlike some other guys. So that's what's in every single hamburger Wendy's serves, and the doubles and the triples. Because at Wendy's, fresh never gets old.
While enjoying an Alaskan cruise, Texarkana resident George Coleman experienced pain in his back and arm. He got home Sunday, came to Wadley Regional Medical Center's emergency department Monday, and had 4-vessel bypass surgery on Thursday. Thanks to a successful surgery, George is doing great. At Wadley, you have access to advanced treatments, plus innovative surgical options, plus the backing of our entire heart care network. Choose Wadley, because every emergency matters. Wadley Regional Medical Center, in partnership with physician owners.
Since the year 1916, Christus St. Michael has been guided by the same mission to extend the healing ministry of Jesus Christ. For a century, we have strived to provide excellence in medical care, and today, you have made us the region's hospital of choice. From our entire family to yours, we are forever thankful. Christus St. Michael, 100 years of healing.
And a pleasant welcome back to the second half action of the Agent Barry Live United Texarkana Bowl. Michael Westbrook along with Joey McWilliams as we bring you this one from Razorback Stadium in Texarkana, Arkansas. It was a challenging first half, having to work throughout the elements here, the wind, the rain, and the cold weather. And because of that, Joey, we have a 7-3 score. Texas A&M Kingsville leading.
Well, the Kingsville offense has really kind of been non-existent in the first half. And you look at some of these statistics, Michael, and you look at 32 total yards of offense for Kingsville, 0 for 6 on third down. And still, they have a 7-3 lead thanks to Williams' 58-yard interception return. The defense stepped up just before the end of the half. You have to think this Kingsville offense has made some adjustments at the half now and see if they can get things going. They'll have the ball to get things started.
And let's pick that up after the kickoff because we got to talk about Miles Carr, 3 of 11 in the first half. He's got some big numbers throughout this year, but it hasn't really shown here today. Bradford Grims is going to kick for Southern Arkansas. Again, they're in the gold tops. Kingsville wearing the white tops. And this one is fielded at the 2-yard line, taken up past the 20 and shy of the 25-yard line. A hard slam down that time.
Wow.
On the return that time for Texas A&M Kingsville, well, I thought it was Wesley McCoy. I don't think that's right, number 12.
No, that's Dalton Wright.
Okay. Let's see it again.
And there you see Wright, and you know, I'm sorry, I apologize, on the tackle. You're right, that is McCoy on the carry, Wright on the tackle, and you might think that was a little bit excessive. It was all he could do. He kept grabbing the jersey, and McCoy kept going forward. He had to sling him back.
Petrie, the running back in the backfield. It's Greg Petrie, and Miles Carr is under center. Petrie has the first handoff, stretches it out to the right side. Not a lot there for Greg Petrie. I don't even know if he got one out of the deal before Jayshon Williams was first there for him, and Malachi Pointer.
You know, you wonder if this wind might be a factor. You know, in the fourth quarter, obviously it's been a factor so far. If you want the wind at your back or not, Southern Arkansas has used the wind and made a field goal attempt early in the game. I don't know. I think I would have sent Kingsville with the wind in the third quarter to have the wind in the fourth quarter. Southern Arkansas elects to force Kingsville to go against the wind here.
A gain of 1 was the call, and so 2nd and 9, they give to Anthony Autry. An array of moves from Autry, but he's going in the wrong direction. He does not gain. In fact, he loses 2 yards. And Kuniko Thomas is able to bring him down. Well, Joey, it was 45 degrees at game time. It felt like 40. We're up to 46, and it feels like 41. So it is cold, it's windy, and it's rainy. And again, Miles Carr in the first half. His numbers this season was completing 67% of his passes, but he went 3 for 11 in the first 2 quarters for only 14 yards.
Yeah, that's not going to get it done. You cannot rely on just one defensive scorer to be able to hold up against a team like Southern Arkansas.
Quite a bit of movement from the tight ends. Carr hit as he throws. Tough to tell if it was caught. It was not. Incomplete on the far side of the field. And the coverage that time was from Kuniko Thomas again. Intended for Torrey Thomas.
Thomas coming over there, getting there just in time. Had one hand out, put another hand on the back, but that was after the ball had come through. And Michael, we talk about you know, the D1 transfers and the upperclassmen for the Javelinas. There's still a lot of youth on this Southern Arkansas side. I mean, it's a team that has made a couple of steps, 7-4 in 2015, up to 9 wins here coming into this contest in 2016, and still so many of the key players are youngsters on this team.
Important field position right here. That one may have even been tipped. Tristan Thompson is able to get the roll a little bit, and it'll be down at the 40-yard line. 39-yard punt that time from Tristan Hernandez. And Trevor Gainwell was the one who was right there pressuring Hernandez. I think got a hand on the football.
Well, field position then after a good kickoff, a nice defensive stand. And Southern Arkansas has just 60 yards it needs to pick up to see if it can retake a lead.
Our first half scoring was a 7-play drive that went 24 yards, taking 3:38 off the clock, ending in a Bradford Grims field goal from 40 yards out for Southern Arkansas. And then Devontae Williams was able to intercept a Barrett Renner pass and take it back 58 yards to the end zone. And that is all that we saw in the first half. 7-3, Kingsville leading.
And that was scoring, but not offense.
That's right.
Offensive. Well, you want to talk about, one statistic that does stand out to me, Michael, on a day like this in which we have talked about maybe even more than we should, the weather being a factor. How about this? How about the balance for Southern Arkansas? Rushing yards, 97. Passing yards, 96. I don't know if I would have expected a balance like that from this squad on a day like today.
Well, and the reason you might not expect it, I mean, they do pass the ball 63% of the time as they give to Sir Charles Perkins, and he is able to take it across the 45. But talking to Coach Keppel, the head coach, and even the offensive coordinator, Landon, his younger son, or his son, he said that They wanted to be balanced today. I asked him about Tanner Hudson, about Jonathan Weishaupt, about Barrett Renner, about Jared Brown, and he said, Michael, our key is going to be Michael Nunnery and Purifoy on the ground. We have to make sure we keep Kingsville off balance while we stay balanced.
Well, statistically, they've done that.
It's going to be Nunnery again. He lost the football one more time, and Devontae Williams has been the defensive hero today for Kingsville. He falls on it.
And that's the second time on a Nunnery fumble that he looks to just be going straight forward, having room, having the opportunity. The third turnover in the afternoon for the Muleriders.
So with 12 minutes left, 12:40 to play third quarter, Southern Arkansas gives it up. It was a good hit inside that time before Williams was able to fall on it. And the hit was applied by Forrest Jones. So those two guys, Devontae Williams, Forrest Jones, and you throw in Trevor Moses. We thought it was going to be all about Braden Robinson and Brandon Jones, their first team All Lone Star Conference selections. That's not the case today. Carr wants to make them pay on the first play, going deep, and it's incomplete again, underthrowing his intended target. It's Jordan Thomas.
Well, in that time, if you're looking at it then, Kingsville really applied the pressure that time. Jones with the hit, the first Nunnery turnover. It's not that easy to say. First Nunnery turnover, actually the ball just came out of his hands. And that time he was hit.
I'll tell you what, I was looking through the SAU roster. If you look at their freshman class, there's some names in there that are going to be challenging to say. I'm glad they're not out there right now. I've struggled with enough of them. So after the incomplete 2nd and 10 now, and Carr again working under center, the tight ends switching places. Well, he faked the handoff, but to nobody. He will be able to drop it off to the tight end, Torrey Thomas, and he's got some running room across the 50 into Mulerider territory at the 30. It's a big collision at the 30-yard line between Thomas and Devondrick Lyson. But that's a big gain for Texas A&M Kingsville, something we have not seen today, and a penalty flag is down in the backfield around the area of perhaps holding or a block in the back.
Wow, and that would have been a 35-yard pickup, without a doubt the longest play of the day for A&M Kingsville, and it's going to come back. How about that, using the tight end once again, and that time it was, as you mentioned, Thomas coming through. You'll see 1, 2, sometimes 3 tight ends in the Kingsville formation occasionally.
Another chop block called, this time against the tackle, Bo Villarreal. The 6'6", 300-pounder, a senior from San Antonio. One of 5 seniors in the starting lineup on offense for Kingsville. Southern Arkansas had a touchdown wiped away because of a penalty. And now Kingsville has a big play wiped away. They're back on their side of the field at their own 37. No, sorry, they're going to keep going back farther than that. And I don't do math, so we'll just wait and see where they put the football. How about the 24?
So that one apparently took place at the 39-yard line. 15
Show
yards
off.
No. 15 yards marked off. Well ahead, though. I mean, it's one of those plays you just want back. Why? Why does that happen?
A lot of defenders on the front line for Southern Arkansas. Carr again drops it off. This time it is caught. A shoelace grab as Nick Lopez makes the catch and bounces around out to about the 35-yard line. And taken down at the 36, the stop by Calvin Lyons.
Lopez did a fantastic job to reach out and grab that one. Of course, incomplete. Wouldn't have lost much. But what a gain there. And how much more manageable this is, 3rd and 11, maybe 12.
Most of the yardage back from the penalty, 3rd and 11, it looks like. Still should be a passing down for Miles Carr. 2nd team All Lone Star Conference selection this year. But again, the offensive player of the year in the league. And Carr is well protected this time, but he well outthrows his man. Too far out in front of his intended target, which was once again Torrey Thomas, the sophomore from Katy, Texas, with another penalty flag down.
the way they're marking this through, it looks like it's going to be against Southern Arkansas. And maybe some new life then for this Kingsville offense. But we've seen now Carr go to the air a number of times, and you have to think that this is a big part of one of the adjustments that Kingsville is making at the half. Try to get this offense going in some way. Just it had been so ineffective, just the 14 yards passing coming into the second half. And it needs to have something go to the positive.
A holding call against Southern Arkansas.
And Michael, I don't think that you can force the issue here. I mean, this is the final half of the season. You pull out the stops. You don't leave anything in the playbook. You put it all out there and say, look, we've got a 4-point lead, and the offense was completely ineffective in the first half. Force the issue if you need to.
Yeah, I think you're right. We've got the official stopping play again here. Both of these two teams coming back to a bowl game for the first time since 2012. Southern Arkansas had a 8-3 season that year after losing in the bowl game by 1 point to McMurray, 8-2 at the end of the regular season. And Texas A&M Kingsville played in the Kansas Bowl. That's now defunct, doesn't exist anymore. But even then, Joey, we've talked a lot about, you have to go back to 2011 before they had a winning season. They went into that with a losing record into that bowl game. And, so they've had quite the turnaround this year. Another give that time to Lopez, and SAU's Jaden Parrish. Kaneko Thomas was there to stop him after about a 4-yard gain.
Yeah, and notice one thing also about Kingsville. You talk about the records and what they do in the postseason. The bowl games are separate from the playoffs. And They do make that distinction known. 26 trips to the playoffs this team has made. Far less bowl games. I think this is just the 5th bowl appearance for the Javelinas, but they're no stranger to the postseason.
They call it a 3-yard gain, and we have 2nd and 7 now. As Carr fakes the handoff one way, we'll give to the speedy Lopez one more time, and he's inside the 45 at the 44. That looks to be enough to move the chains. The officials agree, and so it's first down 10 for Kingsville. Elgin Moore, credit with the tackle.
Nice job pulling that time by the left guard, Stuart Sanchez, to open things up, as well as Torrey Thomas. Good block.
Talking with Darren Wilkinson, the head coach of Kingsville, prior to this bowl game, I asked him about Miles Carr and the impact he's made on this team. He said, yeah, he's absolutely been a big part of the turnaround. His ability to lead on the field has been the difference. And here he is marching his team down the field with 10 to play in the third quarter and a 7-3 lead. Inconsistent in the first half. He'll drop a deep ball downfield, incomplete, and there are the flags coming in like the dead canaries on the field. They just fly all over the place.
And then drop.
Yep, Elgin Moore, it will be called for the pass interference.
Well, it's an easy call, but you have to give credit then to the pass that didn't make it there. Receiver having to come back for a pass that died in the air, and really, Moore had nowhere to go. Carr's pass again floating down there. And Moore just gets the hand up.
That's probably only, the 3rd time they've gone to Staley Reed, I would think.
So, yeah. I mean, it's been few and far between today.
First team all Lone Star Conference selection, 22 receptions, just shy of 400 yards. Finished the year with 397. And as Joey said earlier, led his team in touchdown receptions with 8. Kingsville in great position now. They have 1st and 10 from the Southern Arkansas 29-yard line. With a power back set this time, they'll have 2 options behind Carr. Kyle Williams, the fullback. But it goes to Lopez, and he is met at the line of scrimmage. Malik Preston, the sophomore from Shreveport, Louisiana, is there. No gain on the play.
This is a possession, too, that's been kept alive by 2 huge penalties against Southern Arkansas. Still just 23 yards of offense here in the second half for Kingsville on this possession. About 5.5 minutes into the second half. Opportunities there, but it's been opportunistic, really, is what the Kingsville offense has been.
Kingsville is going into the wind. Miles Carr needing 2 touchdowns to become the career leader for a single season. He's currently second on that list. And Carr is going to go to the air. He's looking for Anthony Autry. He has him at the 5, and Autry carries a tackler with him into the end zone for a touchdown. 29-yard touchdown pass from Miles Carr to Anthony Autry as the two connect for the first time today to make it 13-3 Kingsville.
Flag has just now come in well after the fact. Might have been some celebration. A little bit of talking going on right now. And Michael, you were talking about him needing 2 touchdowns. There's the one right there. And it looked like Carr put just about everything he could on that ball to get it through the air, knifing through that wind, finding its way to Autry, 2 or 3 steps ahead of his defender.
It's the 32nd touchdown this season for Miles Carr. Now keep in mind he has 2 on the ground. This is total touchdowns. So he has 30 through the air, and he ties Abel Gonzalez, who held the record back from the 2001 season.
You know, you think about some of the records too, Michael, as they sort this out. In that Division II football, formerly NAI, many of these schools, formerly NAI schools that are playing Division II football, 11 games in a regular season, often an opportunity for a 12th game with some kind of postseason play. Many games back when, or seasons, 9-game seasons, 10-game seasons like that. And so you have to think, well, you know, these players today have more opportunity. But I can tell you something, with a program with a history like Kingsville, to have a record of any kind like that, that's a big deal. It doesn't matter if it's 9, 10, 11, 12 games. That's big to be in the Kingsville record book.
Yeah, you're absolutely right. They have 3 players who have gone on to have Hall of Fame careers in the NFL. So, I mean, they've got some significant history. There's no doubt about that. Unsportsmanlike penalty, but we're still sorting it out here. At least I thought that was the call given. Maybe it'll be. I don't know. I don't know. We'll see. Miles Carr to hold, and De La Garza for the extra point. To make it 14-3, it was a high snap reeled in there by Carr, and it's up and good. Now 14-3, Kingsville leads Southern Arkansas. It's the Agent Barry Live United Texarkana Bowl, where the Javelinas have an 11-point advantage.
In 1970, a visionary by the name of Jim Yates saw an opportunity to provide convenience to customers by providing quality products in a fast and friendly environment. 46 years and nearly 300 stores later, the Easy Mart brand has become one of the largest privately owned chains in the nation. Easy Mart proudly remains family owned and operated in the 4 states area and employs over 2,200 employees. Your convenience is our business, and we love making life easier for you.
Hey, the Southern Arkansas cheerleaders said, "What rain? We're not afraid to be down here today." You know, they do push-ups in the end zone when their team scores a touchdown. So right now, 14-3, Kingsville leading Southern Arkansas. Those cheerleaders probably like to do a few push-ups. SAU looking for some more points, and we're talking about records a little while ago. SAU's got one on the line here. Not that they're too much concerned about that, but it gives us something to talk about. The 2012 team, that last team to go to a bowl game, led by quarterback Tyler Sikora, they were able to accumulate 408 total points. Well, Southern Arkansas is sitting at 406. So another field goal would give them that record for most points scored in a season.
Well, they know this. If they can get enough points to get the win today, they'll get there for sure. And at this point, field goal's not enough, but that could at least get them started. They need something happening, something productive on offense.
So here comes the kickoff from De La Garza, and it is a short end-over-end kick, wise height off of one hop. Fields at his 38-yard line and takes a big hit right there at about the 40 as Torrey Boozer was there to apply the hit. It looked like another Javelina player also there. Jacob Armstrong the other. This is an important possession here for Southern Arkansas. They're down by 11 now, double digits. They've got to come with something.
Well, they do, and the ground game was working early in the contest and actually started to get some passes to go through as well. What Southern Arkansas simply has to do, Michael, is hang on to the ball. The offense is making strides. It's just been untimely turnovers.
2 fumbles and 1 interception. The interception going for a pick 6 as Renner airs it out downfield, and it's too far out in front of Jonathan Weisheidt. Coverage from Peyton Tilley, 2nd and 10, Southern Arkansas at their own 40-yard line.
And by the way, this Southern Arkansas team is a team that can come back. It's a team that over the course of 11 games had 5 games in which it scored 20 or more consecutive points, keeping the other team off the board. Runs of 20 and 21, and actually against Oklahoma Baptist, a run of 52 consecutive points before the Bison got on the board there. So we know that it's a team that can come back. With 216 yards of total offense right now, it's doing what it needs to do, just has to hang on to the ball.
A dump-off pass that time to Keandre Purifoy. He picks up only a yard and is met with a big hit. Alex Kuanu, the senior from Missouri City, Texas, is able to bring him down. It's 3rd and 9 now for Southern Arkansas. SAU riding a 4-game winning streak into this contest. Kingsville a 6-game winning streak. The similarities between the two teams' schedules this year are worth noting, as Renner will look to throw on 3rd and 9 across the middle. A lot of coverage in front of Jared Brown. For Renner's sake, it falls harmlessly incomplete because that one could have been picked off.
Yeah, that was among 3 white jerseys right there. Brown still available, but it looked like that Moses was the nearest one in the vicinity, and that was a tough throw anyway. Michael, I don't know how far the list he checked down. He was looking to his left, really had nowhere to go, and probably felt the pressure coming in, tried to get rid of that and put it in a place that either Brown's going to get it or no one will.
Sure. Line of scrimmage, the 41-yard line, as the snap is back to Hudson to punt on 4th and 9, and this one's going to go a long ways, probably into the end zone. And wow, they may not be able to track down the football. The wind took it so far onto the track. So a touchback for Tanner Hudson. Kingsville takes over, and not the drive that Coach Bill Keppel and his team wanted. It ended early there. You know, going back to their schedule, Joey, it's worth mentioning on the Kingsville side of their 3 losses by a combined 5 points, 2 2-point losses and 1 1-point loss, that one coming to Angelo State. Southern Arkansas, one of their losses is to a team who's still playing in the Division II playoffs, Harding, and the other came in 4 overtimes against Ouachita.
By the way, that Harding team struggling in Maryville, Missouri right now against Northwest Missouri. It's 22-0 in the second quarter right now. Number 1 team in the country on top, as that one by Thomas simply dropped. And again, you're seeing a lot of heads dropping too. Tanner Hudson, after he punted that ball, knew it had gone too long. He dropped his head. Thomas, among other receivers this afternoon, had the ball in his grip, couldn't hang on to it, drops his head a little bit. There's frustration that's going on out there right now. But you go to the schedules too, Michael, and look at that. I agree. I mean, it's a Kingsville team. 2 of the losses against teams that made it to the playoffs. The 3rd one, the Angelo State loss, you know they'd like to have that one back, just a 1-point loss, and that may have kept them out of the playoffs from that region.
Lopez gets the carry. He's met at the 21-yard line and heading backwards. Forward progress will stop him at the 21. Dominique Scott and Malik Preston as well.
Have to think in the South Central region, or part of that super region, that a 9-2 record of Kingsville had it at the time might have been enough to put that team in that 7-team bracket from that super region over there. So they look back on that one and think that they're close. And Southern Arkansas is how close to a 10-1 record. Obviously the Harding loss was tough, but a 4-overtime loss to Ouachita, the other nick on their record.
3rd and 8, as Carr will throw. His receiver was stumbling the whole way. Kyle Plum, incomplete. Even if Plum was standing upright at 5'11", he wasn't going to catch that one.
No, he wasn't going to. Part of the reason was because it was thrown behind him. Passes have gone awry today, and still the passing yardage from Carr for Kingsville, it's gone up to 57 for the day, and a touchdown too, and that's the big one, is the touchdown pass. but it's been a struggle.
Tristan Hernandez is out to punt yet again. 4th down and 8 with Weishaupt standing just shy of the 50-yard line. He's had the opportunity to return a couple. There was a lot of pressure there from SAU's Devondrick Lyson. Almost came up with a block. Weishaupt slung backwards that time, and it's the tight end, Staley Reedon, in on the play with a penalty flag down. We've got a collision at the other end where the punter is down for the 2nd time in this game, and Lyson
ran into it. There's a lot going on here, so let's sort it out. First, we look at the replay here, and Weishaupt, that's a horse collar tackle. That's going to draw the flag. It'll be a 15-yard variety, and they're going to move the ball the direction well into Kingsville territory. You look at the other end, and you saw Lyson that came through after the replay here. Get another angle at that, but we saw Lyson coming through. There was contact between him and between the Kingsville punter, Hernandez, and Hernandez slow getting up, but that's been his MO a couple times too. He's been a little slow getting up. He felt the contact, but he stayed to allow for, I think, a little bit more dramatic effect that time. That one there wasn't as much contact. He stayed down to allow the officials to see that he was still down.
Yep. Okay, so the penalty has been marked off. The unsportsmanlike conduct is the call. Making that illegal tackle there. Well, okay, if the last possession was important for SAU, this is a great opportunity for them to do something here. And Barrett Renner was actually under the tent a moment ago outside the track area. I think he was just dropping something off, but he's back out on the field now. And Michael Nunnery is hit at the 35-yard line, a low hit by a couple of Javelina players, and coming out of the pile that time is Trey Oliver.
Well, here's the scenario. You're midway through the 3rd quarter. You have the wind at your back. You know that you have it for only less than 7 minutes remaining. You get the ball, and your opponent's 35-yard line, down 11 points. You're right. This is a crucial possession.
You know, the score doesn't indicate a high-scoring, exciting type game, but really, Joey, this has been a good game. You know, you've got both teams in it still at this point, and I think that's what the Live United Bowl representatives have always wanted. We've had some that have been blowouts. Here is Sir Charles Perkins right up the middle. He's inside the 30 at the 32-yard line, or sorry, the 27. He's going to be dropped there. That's a good run for Perkins. Sets up a short 3rd down here.
Well, I thought that there might be some similarities to what we saw here 3 years ago in the initial Live United Texarkana Bowl, as Harding, again, the team we've talked about being in the postseason today, took on A&M Commerce, and the team that ran the ball well did well in inclement weather against the team that passed the ball well. Right now, though, it's been the team that you thought might run the ball more in Kingsville. They've been shut down offensively.
Pitch back to Nunnery on the right side and to the 25. He'll be stuffed at that point. Kingsville's Caleb Valentine applies the hit. You were mentioning the similarities. I thought you were just going to talk about the weather, but it's not as cold, I don't think, as that one a few years ago. Nunnery did pick up the 1st down, and so Southern Arkansas keeps the drive going.
Well, that was a game that, with the weather being what it was, you thought it might be a close game. Harding just really took Commerce to task that evening.
They sure did, 44-3. Renner will shift his fullback to the left side. Fakes, he's going to keep it himself, and that's going nowhere. Trey Oliver was right there, and Oliver makes the stop. No gain on the play, so that one's not going to go down as a sack, but Joey, this Kingsville team, they love getting at the quarterback. They led the conference in sacks for the 2nd consecutive year. I asked the defensive coordinator about that. You know, not knowing the way they like to play, I'm trying to gather as much information as I can, and he pretty much gave me a one-sentence answer of, it's what we do. And then he went on to elaborate that that's always his goal, to try to be disruptive to the quarterback. Renner dropping it off, incomplete. That was intended for David Reese. And we have not seen a whole lot of the backup tight end today, a senior from Henderson, Texas, as Kusiah Farabee was right there.
A little bit of a misdirection that time, and just the pass not able to get through. But it's a defense, too, I think, that was challenged as counter going the other direction. And the pass in and out of the hands of his intended receiver there. And Michael, I think also the defense you're talking about, again, tops in the Lone Star Conference in team sacks, also number 5 in the country in team sacks as well. And what it's accumulated, I think it's a defense that was probably challenged at the half.
Iman Hobbs was actually there on the coverage that time, breaking it up. Renner downfield, it's Hudson, and he's in for the touchdown. Tanner Hudson from 25 yards out. Southern Arkansas with their first touchdown today. And it's Kingsville 14, Southern Arkansas 9.
And he used all of that 6'5" frame to reach up and make that grab.
It's a new single-season point total for Southern Arkansas University this year as they surpassed the 2012 team total of 408 points. Bradford Grimm's on to attempt the extra point. Pulled down by Jared Brown, and Grimm's is good. It's 14-10. Kingsville leads Southern Arkansas, but the game just got a lot more interesting inside 5 to play here in the third quarter. It's the Agent Barry Live United Texarkana Bowl. Thanks for being with us. Michael Westbrook along with Joey McWilliams. That is exactly what the doctor ordered if you're a Southern Arkansas fan. Again, we've got a lot of them probably watching us, but a lot of them have showed up for this one. Again, about an hour away. This is the team that the bowl committee wanted in this game. You know, they want any Great American Conference team, but for the ability to get fans here and to draw an interest, a local team with a lot of local flavor, and well, they've made it a game against this Kingsville team. And you know, Texas A&M Kingsville, the resurgence that they've had, I got to give them some credit for the fans they have over there and the band they brought with all the bad weather. But one thing, as we broadcast online, Joey, social media this past week was fun to watch because I saw a lot of old Javelinas players and fans commenting on some of the greats from the past and how they were talking about these players. And it was exciting to see from both sides the build up to this. So Grims is going to kick it away now. And kick will be fielded by Autry at the 5-yard line. Autry to the 20, spins away, he's to the 30, and Anthony Autry will take it out to about the 32-yard line as Jared Lancaster is able to bring him down. Talk about people who are excited about this one. I don't know if Peyton Baird wanted to ride in the rain, but that's what she got here today. She is the SAU Mule Rider on Molly the Mule, and it will be the final time that Peyton Baird will ride Molly the Mule as they will look for a new mule rider for the start of next season. It's a great tradition they have at Southern Arkansas where the mule races back and forth behind the end zone at home games whenever they score a touchdown, and Peyton Baird has been the mule rider the last 3 seasons. So she's going to be riding for the final time. And the mule is very important, and the mule rider very important at Southern Arkansas University, if you didn't know that.
I had an idea. And by the way, they're not the lady mule riders. She's not a lady mule rider. She's just a mule rider.
That's right. Yeah, that's right. Yeah.
Not to be confused. By the way, that last touchdown drive for Southern Arkansas, 6 plays, 35 yards, 25 of it then on that touchdown reception by Hudson. And did a great job getting over the defender in Justin Guillory. He had a 5-inch advantage height-wise, 6'5" over 6 foot, used all of it to make that catch. And you talk about Kingsville, and even as keep it on the ground right here, Michael, pretty good fan base, also making the trip up here, and we've seen that too. Talking about what's been going on social media-wise. This actually is not as long as some of the trips they make in conference.
That's right.
It's actually on the eastern side of the state here, as Kingsville on the Gulf Coast down there. But you know, some of the trips across conference, even within state, in making the trip to say West Texas A&M, that's a little bit farther. Then you get out of state to eastern New Mexico and now western New Mexico in the Lone Star Conference. So this actually maybe not as bad for the Kingsville fan base to make.
It's a big play here, 3rd and 6 for Kingsville at their own 35-yard line as Miles Carr fakes the handoff, throws incomplete. The receiver was falling down, Torrey Thomas. I told all about the Mulerider. It's your job to describe a javelina because you get conflicting reports. I don't know if you know that. Because they sometimes call them the hogs, but it's not really a hog, or it is.
Well,
or
you know, I could go into just if you picture the Razorback logo on the middle of the field, picture one that may look a little more wild than that. And you've got the javelina. Torrey Thomas, I think, may have had a javelina run by. He was tripped up by the hash mark or something. And, wow, he was frustrated because had the easy catch and just simply stumbled and couldn't bring it in.
Tristan Hernandez to punt again. We've said that a lot today. This time a fair catch called for by Jonathan Weisheidt at the 33-yard line. That's where Southern Arkansas will take over. They have a chance to get within one or perhaps even take the lead on this drive, trailing by 4. We're back here in just a moment. It's the Live United Texarkana Bowl.
It hit us. But you never thought it would happen because it's always went around us. Well, this one didn't go around us. 20 different properties either totally destroyed or damaged. It looked like a war zone.
We had 70 employees arrive within the first 10 hours. My name is Jennifer Harland, and I'm the External Affairs Manager for SWEPCO. It's not just about restoring power, it's about restoring the community as quick as we can.
We may be a power company, but the true power in our communities comes from our people.
Renner dumping it off to Keandre Purifoy, and he's got some big running room out near the 50 and across to Kingsville territory at the 49-yard line. This offense is starting to heat up for SAU on a cold day as Alex Kuanu was able to apply the hit to knock him out of bounds. We're inside 3 to play in the third quarter. Kingsville 14, Southern Arkansas 10. Renner looking back to the sidelines. He was the freshman of the year a year ago, second team All-GAC selection this year, just a sophomore from Rowlett, Texas. He'll work with a 4 wide receiver set and wants to throw. Pumps once and well incomplete to, I don't know who was around that one.
I don't think there was anyone around that one. If you want an argument for intentional ground, you're not going to get it. He made it past the line of scrimmage, but there was really no one there. Now, again, that'll probably make some Oklahoma State fans mad, talking about intentional grounding and when it should happen and when it shouldn't. See here also Central Michigan. But, you know, you've got to get a Bedlam reference in on a day like today, too. Lots more college football happening all around the country. Exciting one here right now. And you know what? The wind at the back for, again, just another 2 minutes here. With some momentum here, you would think Southern Arkansas might be able to push it a little farther.
Yeah, absolutely. Renner wants to throw again, floats that one downfield, and it is incomplete. And with a hand on it, Devontae Williams. The intended target downfield was Garrett Turnbull, the junior from Frisco, Texas. The fullback was well downfield that time.
I don't know. I think Williams is starting to think he's the intended target.
I think you're right.
But you look, you watch, and by the way, don't forget, for Southern Arkansas, Higgins was open. And see there, and you see on the replay too, he knew he was open. Renner trying to find that opening down the field in and among 3 defenders. I think you may be looking Higgins' direction again.
Third down 10 for Southern Arkansas. Renner has time, lets it go. It's Hudson. Tanner Hudson with the catch, and he's down at the 44-yard line. A 5-yard gain will bring up 4th and 5 as Braden Robinson, the junior, makes the tackle.
And I think this is 4-down territory. By the way, that's a route that Hudson can run incredibly well, and often he'll pick up more yards after the carry. Get that 5-yard route right across the middle, able to pick something up after the fact. I think it's a fantastic play on first down. On third down, maybe not so much.
So SAU was 0 for 1 in the first half on 4th down conversions. Let's see what they do here. Hudson is going to keep, and he's going to pay for it at the 45. Wow.
That was absolutely huge.
Brandon Jones? It wasn't Jones, was it?
It looked like could have been Kuanu.
Kuanu was there, and also Confidence Okpoko. Okpoko applied the top hit.
By the way, I think that's one of the greatest names on the field today,
yes.
too. When your name is Confidence, you're in a position to succeed in life.
I would think so. A big shift from the tight ends as Kingsville works near midfield. First down 10. Pitch back to Lopez. Past the defender in the backfield. He's going to make positive yardage out of this across the 50 and into Mulerider territory before being dropped down by Malik Preston.
And what makes that so big is he eluded. There were six Muleriders that had a hand on him, including 2 in the backfield. He eluded them all and picked up the 6 yards.
Kingsville wants to hurry. It's Lopez again, and Lopez protecting the football down to the 40-yard line. One more time, Malik Preston and Lopez collide. Another first down. I asked Coach Wilkinson about his running backs, and he said they all do different things. I'm starting to see that now. We got the speed of Lopez. You've got Petrie, who's got a little more power with his game. When you have that kind of combo, we have not seen Polrin at running back yet. It's mainly been Petrie and Lopez.
Well, Lopez has a certain style to his running. Very strong, 5'7", 215-pound frame. Comes through like a bowling ball.
Miles Carr pumps once. He throws the deep ball to the right sideline, and it bounces off of his target. Good coverage downfield from Jay-Sean Williams, as Jordan Thomas could not come up with that one. Clock stops. Second down and 10 now.
The fans on the Javelinas side going to be a little frustrated here. Look like they want some contact and want the flag to be thrown. Just a well-timed defensive stop that time.
Kingsville 14, Southern Arkansas 10. If they keep it on the ground, could be the final play of the third quarter, going into the wind. We'll see what Miles Carr decides to do. Fakes to Lopez. Has room to run. He'll throw instead, and it is incomplete. Off of the hands of his target that time, Chaz Adams. Adams listed as a quarterback, a senior from Alexandria, Louisiana. Doesn't appear in the top 7 in wide receiver stats.
I would think, Michael, at this point then, for the Javelinas, at 3rd and 10, if you don't feel confident enough that you're going to get it, go ahead and keep the ball on the ground right here, because when 4th down comes up, you're going to have the wind at your back to start the 4th quarter and see if you can use that to your advantage. Field position could be huge in this 4th quarter.
Yeah, you're absolutely right. 12 seconds left on the third quarter clock. Carr this time dumps it off to the right side, and Thomas has the catch. He's going to lose yardage on the play. Several Southern Arkansas players there. It looked like Dominique Scott was one of them, and that is going to take us to the end of the third quarter. And so more than likely the fourth quarter will start with a punt. 14-10, Kingsville leads Southern Arkansas.
When was the last time you felt free? It's time to uncover that feeling again with the compassion of a cross and shield, accepted by over 90% of doctors and specialists, and the power of a card that opens doors in all 50 states, giving you the freedom to love, to dream, to dance like no one is watching. Arkansas Blue Cross and Blue Shield. Live fearless. When was the last time you felt free? Free of worry, free of fear, free of uncertainty. It's time to uncover that feeling again, because you are protected with the compassion of a cross that's been trusted for 65 years, the security of a shield accepted by over 90% of doctors and specialists, and the power of a card that opens doors in all 50 states, giving you the freedom to love, to dream.
It's the start of the fourth quarter in the Agent Berry Live United Texarkana Bowl, where Kingsville has a 14-10 lead on Southern Arkansas, and Kingsville's Hernandez summoned to punt the football, caught by one of the Kingsville players deep downfield there, Sean Landez. Well, down it at what, the 6-yard line, it looks like?
Yeah, and that punt was probably as executed as well as any punt we've seen all day long. Great catch, nice punt, and you pin Southern Arkansas deep with a 4-point lead right now. Muleriders having to ride against the wind.
Well, Southern Arkansas, they know a lot about long drives. They'll need 94 here for a touchdown. On the year, SAU has 53 touchdowns, and of those touchdown drives, 27 have covered 70 or more yards. Our third quarter numbers at this point, the discrepancy in first downs. Remember, early on, SAU was moving the ball and not scoring. They have 16 first downs and only 7 for Kingsville. You look at some of the yardage numbers, anything that sticks out to you at this point, Joey?
Well, a simple fact that Kingsville has just 103 total yards of offense, a 14-point production right now, but again, 7 of those coming off a 58-yard interception return just before the break.
And you know, in that third quarter, Miles Carr was only 4 of 11. He was 3 of 11 in the first half, 4 of 11 in the third quarter.
I'll tell you something else that stands out after this play, Michael.
Renner is near his own end zone. He's going to give to Michael Nunnery, and upended is Nunnery at about the 9-yard line.
And besides pushing forward for the yards, I think that would be the number one thought in Nunnery's mind. 1A is hang on to the ball. You just have to hang on to the ball. I think the second thing that stands out to me right now, Michael, is the simple fact that A&M Kingsville is totally ineffective on third down. 0 for 10 now. Haven't attempted anything on fourth down. Punted the ball 9 times, averaging 38 yards per punt. But really just once it gets into third down territory, Kingsville has not been able to succeed or convert.
Another give to Nunnery this time, and he's going to be able to pick up about 2 yards. Well, you know, Joey, that's mainly because of this SAU defense and the way they stop teams on third down. They're tops in the conference, in the Great American Conference. Opponents have converted only 28.9% of third down conversions.
That number's going down after today so far as Nunnery goes out here for third down.
And it's third and medium range here. 3rd and 4. I'm going to call it 3rd and 5, but I don't have the best view. I don't know. Renner looks to throw. Now he's going to run. He found just enough of a seam. That is going to be close, but after falling forward, he's got the first down. The tackle by Ife Ibic.
Not for sure if that was a design draw play that time, but Renner took advantage of it, saw the seam, and the check down there was no one there, so he was able to make something out of nothing, and that is big. You might think that, you know, if still battling field position one way or the other, Tanner Hudson might be able to get a good punt and put you in good position if you're Southern Arkansas, but now 10 additional yards to work with here.
Trevor Moses also in on that last play. Garrett Turnbull, the fullback, is on the field for Southern Arkansas. 1st and 10 from their own 19. Trailing by 4, they send Higgins in motion. But the carry is on the ground this time. And I believe that's another running back in the game, Dejon Harris. Or is that Perkins? No, that is Harris, number 20. You see Dejon Harris get the carry, and he's able to pick up some positive yardage for Southern Arkansas.
We see Harris today. I believe that is the first time we've seen him today. Picks up those 5 yards. That's a pretty good job blocking, too, by Higgins as well. Coming across, that could be a setup for an end around for him a little bit later on.
The freshman from Grady, Arkansas, went to Star City High School. Renner is looking to throw to Higgins, one-on-one, incomplete. Southern Arkansas is wanting a flag. Kalechi Amushi on the coverage against Higgins, and now a flag has come in.
Well,
I think there's
Coach Keppel.
That's right.
He is absolutely, and again, he's apoplectic on the sideline, going bananas, and there was contact there. Higgins couldn't get away. Let's look, and you see again right here, but it goes both directions. Higgins pushed off just a bit, contact, but he did more falling than being tripped.
Coach Bill Keppel in his 8th season as the head coach. Thanks to this season, able to get his overall record above 500, 42-41 overall in his seasons at SAU.
And so what you're seeing right now, Michael, is from the Kingsville side, they'd like to know what's going on. Was it just a sideline warning, or was it an unsportsmanlike penalty call? Kingsville coaches are saying, hey, wait a minute, why are we starting over where they were? First off, it should be third down. The down marker just now got changed. But secondly, shouldn't they be moved back? No, they're going to give it just a sideline warning.
So it'll be 3rd and 5. And Renner can throw again. This one is incomplete. Batted around a bit, in fact. Garrett Turnbull, the intended target. And he's right up in the face of Kingsville Javelina, which was Caleb Valentine. And boy, for Turnbull's sake, he, I know he wanted to catch that one, but the next best case was that he hit the ground.
Exactly.
Kingsville could have taken that back.
Don't tip it up in the air. Tip it down if you can't get it.
Tanner Hudson will have to punt into the wind. Anthony Autry is back to receive the kick. The rain has started in again here as the umbrellas are out, and we had a stoppage of the rain for a little while. Still a pretty good kick from Hudson into the wind, and Autry diving for it at about the 46-yard line. So it's once again good field position for Texas A&M Kingsville. Just about 12 to play here in the fourth quarter. Kingsville with a 14-10 lead on Southern Arkansas.
Yeah.
So we'll step away for just a moment, and when we come back, Kingsville with the football.
To dare, to believe, to laugh, to dance, like no one is watching. Arkansas Blue Cross and Blue Shield. Live fearless.
Looking for a great cup of coffee? Look no further than Easy Mart, conveniently located in the 4 states area. Faye Ellen and Easy Mart brand coffee is one of the best tasting coffees around. Brewed hot and fresh daily, get any size of Faye Ellen coffee for 99 cents. Also available for a limited time, a seasonal favorite pumpkin spice cappuccino. Stop by today in one of our many Easy locations in Texas, Oklahoma, Arkansas, and Louisiana. Your convenience is our business, and we love making life easier for you.
Texas A&M Kingsville leads Southern Arkansas 14-10 with 12:04 to play in the fourth quarter. Kingsville with the football, first down 10 at their own 46-yard line, as Miles Carr will work under center for the Javelinas. The handoff goes to Lopez across the 50-yard line into Southern Arkansas territory down at the 48-yard line. A pickup of 6 yards for Luis Lopez. Calvin Lyons credited with the stop. It brings up 2nd and 4.
See, Michael, that is really an advantage of having 2-3 running backs that can run and are going to get time like what Coach Wilkinson has. He's seen all 3 of them. Right now, Lopez is the key. He's the one that's getting it done. Keep feeding it to him.
And he was the honorable mention Lone Star Conference selection. He'll have it again. No, quarterback keep. Sorry, it goes to Jordan Thomas. Wow. All right, maybe I need to rewind on that play. Thomas makes a big play out of that. And on 2 plays, Kingsville has the ball at Southern Arkansas's 37-yard line.
And on 2 plays, it's been about 30% of the offense combined to this point.
Wow. 103 yards was what Kingsville had at the end of 3 quarters. Now a fresh set of downs, first down and 10. This time from the Muleriders' 37-yard line. Lopez jumping over one of his own players, I think, a flag down, and he hits a wall inside the 35. Dominic Scott with the tackle.
Well, again, we talk about Lopez, and 5'7", 215 pounds from San Diego, Texas. Not San Diego, California. There's a difference. A little bit of a difference there. I mean, his frame, he is strong, and he keeps those legs moving, but he's been the one that's been able to find the seams there. So you're able to go to him, call his number a few more times, and actually that's really what opened things up for that end around for Thomas just a little bit ago, because as you did, the defense also keyed on Lopez.
They sure did. Another chop block, the call there. So it backs up the Javelinas. First down and 15. The movement from the receivers. They go left, right, and then back to the left. Pitch back to Lopez, and he is hit hard. At the 41-yard line, he is taken down with a big hit that time from SAU's Calvin Lyons.
And Lyons, as much as anything, just ran into him. Not a lot of tackling going on, just lowered that left shoulder and put Lopez down.
Well, Lyons is 278, and Lopez is listed at 215. I would say soaking wet, he's 215, which he may be out there today, I guess. We have a timeout inside 10 to play in the fourth quarter. Kingsville 14, Southern Arkansas 10. We're back in just a moment. This is the Agent Barry Live United Bowl.
Conveniently located in the 4 states area, Easy Mart is able to serve all your refueling needs. Whether it's refueling your car with our high-quality fuel at any of our Easy In, Easy Out locations, or it's refueling your body with a hot snack from Two Chicks Cafe, paired with your choice of refreshing beverages including fountain drinks, fresh brewed Faye Ellen coffee or cappuccinos, or an ice-cold bottled beverage. Stop in today and let us refuel your day. At Easy Mart, your convenience is our business, and we love making life easier for you.
14-10, Kingsville leading Southern Arkansas. And the Javelinas have the football, but 2nd and 14 facing them out of the timeout. They elected to take the timeout there. They still have 2 remaining. They saw their offense heading backwards and wanted to get realigned. Miles Carr to throw, and he has time. He has a man open, and it is caught. Anthony Autry, his 2nd touchdown today. This one goes for 41 yards. After the one earlier went for 29.
Nice move on the Kingsville sideline to get open, get around the defender there. And Michael, that was an interesting feel on defense that time. It looked like that the Southern Arkansas defense, they were just rushed 4, and linebackers stayed put. Looked like they might show blitz a little early on, then backed off, maybe giving a little bit of room for someone across the middle. The defense seemed to be on its heels from the word go out of the timeout.
Julio De La Garza on to attempt the extra point. Well, they say in basketball you want to score out of a timeout. I guess in football too. You don't see as much scoring out of a timeout, but that's what Kingsville did just there. 21-10. Now they lead Southern Arkansas. And with an 11-point lead here in this fourth quarter, the Kingsville fans are fired up on their side of the field right now.
Now for Texas A&M Kingsville, 4 plays, 54 yards, took 2 minutes and 12 seconds off the clock, and again completed with that 41-yard touchdown pass from Carr to Autry. And Michael, I think it's interesting to even look at the numbers for Autry on the afternoon. How about this? He's been targeted 4 times, just 4 times. He's made 2 catches. Both of them were for touchdowns, one for 41 yards, one for 29 yards, averaging 35 yards per reception on the afternoon. Has just 1 rush that loss of 2 yards. I mean, when they do get it to him, he's made something happen today.
Absolutely, and you know what? Because of that, Miles Carr is now the single-season record holder for most touchdowns in a season with 33, surpassing Abel Gonzalez from the 2001 season. So Miles Carr, after a first half where he only had 14 passing yards on 3 of 11, has been able to find Autry here in the second half.
Yeah, just 96 passing yards overall, but again, 70 of those to Autry.
This is going to be fielded by Desmond Jones for Southern Arkansas. He's to the 15, and the football is loose. Texas A&M Kingsville has picked it up at the 20-yard line. Coming up with the takeaway is Sean Landez, and that is the 4th turnover today by Southern Arkansas.
That is absolutely amazing. The Kingsville side excited, ecstatic, made the trip all the way up here, and they are looking at a team with some momentum right now. I say a team in blue and gold and white, but both teams are wearing blue and gold and white. So the Javelinas, as we see on the return again, the ball just popped loose. Trying to see for sure who was responsible for that.
I think Forrest Jones. There was a couple of players in that area. There may have been somebody else nearby.
I saw Devin Milburn as well.
So a prime opportunity now for Texas A&M Kingsville. They have the ball 1st and 10 from the Mulerider 20-yard line, and they are going for it all here. That is incomplete. Jordan Thomas, the intended target. Good coverage from Southern Arkansas with Lorenzo Watkins. And Darren Crawford as well.
Yeah, and Crawford did a fantastic job too, because that was actually in Thomas's hands, and Crawford got a hand on it, batted it loose, and Thomas couldn't come down with it. He had it. I mean, it was there. Fantastic job on defense by Crawford.
Cunico Thomas, the other one over there, but yeah, Crawford was on the play. So 2nd and 10 after the incomplete. Pitch back to Lopez, and Lopez is met by Kendricks McCann. Kendricks McCann brings him down, but still Luis Lopez is able to keep the feet moving, keep the body moving for positive yardage, and make it a manageable 3rd down situation now.
Oh, really? And that is the big thing for Kingsville is what Lopez is doing. Yeah, McCann got there, met him at the line of scrimmage, but Lopez just hasn't and wouldn't be denied.
3rd down 6 for Kingsville, inside 10 to play, nearing 9 minutes left, 4th quarter. Anthony Autry, the wide receiver, to the right side of the field. Carr is going to keep himself, and at the 15-yard line, he is stopped in his tracks by Dominique Scott.
And we may get a chance then to see what kind of field goal unit that Texas A&M Kingsville has here. Looks like that they're going to bring out De La Garza.
Julio De La Garza, 10 of 13 this season, good for 80% of his tries, and his only 3 misses were all blocked. 2 of them played huge factors in 2 of the 3 Kingsville losses this year. One of them came as time expired against Texas A&M Commerce, a blocked field goal, and the other at the start of the 4th quarter against Angelo State. They ended up losing that game by 1, but he has been solid all year. He's a first-team Lone Star Conference selection. And the kick is up and good from De La Garza. 33-yard attempt, good, and it's now 27-10. And once again, Kingsville capitalizes off of a turnover.
Well, they do capitalize off a turnover, but you have to look at it then from the Mulerider perspective as well. Gave up only 3 points. When you have the ball starting on your 20-yard line, keeping your opponent out of the end zone, that's big, and it is still just a 2-possession game now, thanks to the Mulerider defense. Well, you have to like the play of Lopez as well so far. Lopez doing just a great job, not only running the ball, but also Lopez has 3 receptions for 22 yards. They have called his number, though, on the ground more than any other. Petrie, only 7 carries. Lopez has 12 and leads the team with 35 rushing yards. Again, that scoring drive, 4 plays, just like the previous one. This one went only 4 yards. But it was a 32-yard field goal that puts 3 more points on the board for the Javelinas.
Now at 24-10. I asked Coach Wilkinson about playing in this bowl game, and of course he said they were honored and excited to be here. He said everything has just been completely first class all the way around, and you know, everybody has done a great job. Alan Brown, the chairman of the bowl committee. Can't help the weather conditions. This one's fielded by Weisheidt, a yard deep in his own end zone, and he's going to take it to the 15-yard line and not get any farther than that. Boy, Kingsville was right there to apply the hit. Devin Milburn being one of them.
You know, I had the opportunity to listen to some of those discussions that you had with the coaches for both these teams, and to a man, coaches from both sides said, hey, listen, if you're playing in December, that's a good thing. And there are a lot of reasons for that too, but the Kingsville coaches recognized that this is a good opportunity to play in the Live United Texarkana Bowl, and that was mentioned too, that when there was possibility and discussion that they might be able to make this trip up here, people around them were saying that's a good bowl. They take care of people there, take care of things there. It's a good place to be.
Sir Charles Perkins in at running back now. Renner is going to give on the end around to Jonathan Weisheidt, and Weisheidt will have a little bit of positive yardage before Trevor Moses brings him down. In fact, he loses a yard.
A little slow getting up, too. As a matter of fact, he's not all the way up yet.
Jonathan Weisheidt, a junior from Frisco, Texas. Second team GAC selection is down.
Well, that one had a little bit more of a feel of a reverse, too, as the play carrying completely one direction and Weishaupt comes the other way. Lots of movement in the backfield, too, as to seeing who was going to get that ball. Weishaupt comes away with it here. And came down, looked like pretty hard there on that turf there.
We'll step away for just a moment. It's 24-10, the Javelinas with the lead.
At Mid-South Bank, we're dedicated to providing loans that allow our customers to achieve their business and personal dreams. That's one promise you can bank on. We're not just business associates, we're neighbors. We're committed to our customers and the strength of our local economy. Here at Mid-South Bank, responsibility matters. With locations in Texas and Louisiana and still growing. Discover how our customers are finding strength in numbers at Mid-South Bank.
At Express Employment Professionals
in Gulfport, Mississippi,
in Springfield, Illinois,
In Bend, Oregon.
in Champaign, Illinois,
In Oklahoma.
in Corpus Christi, Texas,
In Jersey City. In Fishers, Indiana. Here in Knoxville, Tennessee.
we're on a mission. We're on a mission.
We're on a mission. We're on a mission. A mission. A mission. A mission.
The mission.
We're on a mission to put 1 million people to work.
Renner to pass on 2nd and 11, has a man. It is Darian Arduin who makes the catch that time and takes it across the 21-yard line, and that's where he's stopped down. That is shy of the first down. Sorry, he's at the 26. Be a yard shy of the first down here. First time we've called his name today for a catch, the sophomore from Missouri City, Texas.
And he's the 10th receiver to be targeted this afternoon, the 7th one to make a catch.
Yeah, Renner's been able to find different receivers. They have a lot of options. Pitch back to Michael Nunnery on the left side, out past the 35-yard line. A big collision that will get SAU a bit fired up on their sidelines. Michael Nunnery, they were pulling him from the jersey just to slow him down as we see it again.
Right, and what the Southern Arkansas fans are going to want is a late hit right here.
Forrest Jones.
I don't think they're going to get, well, they're not going to get the call for sure, and I think it's a fair call. It's momentum that carried him over there. You have to make sure that Nunnery goes out of bounds. You don't want to give him the tightrope to walk, so I think that's a fair no call by the officials.
Kusiah Farabee, the first to get a hand on the jersey of Michael Nunnery. First down 10. Muleriders at their own 37-yard line. Renner hit as he throws, and that will fall incomplete. And there is a penalty flag, 2 of them in fact. We're going to have pass interference called here against Texas A&M Kingsville's Jared Sanders with Karance Higgins, the intended target.
Well, Sanders has had an unfortunate assignment trying to keep Higgins intact, and he's pulled on the jersey a time or two, and that time just simply did not let Higgins run the route.
So pass interference, the call. Moves Southern Arkansas up 15 yards. Once again, another first down, and they're starting to put a drive together into the wind as we get to the later stages of the fourth quarter. That'll cross the 50-yard line and give them the ball at the Kingsville 48. We had 2 incredible quarterbacks coming into this game. Barrett Renner completing 66% of his passes. Miles Carr, 66 as well. In a game like this, you've got to keep it on the ground, and Renner is sacked for the first time today. Peyton Tilley brings him down. And again, as their defensive coordinator told us, David Brown, that's what we do, he said. They were able to bring Renner down for a loss, and it's a big loss at that. 7 yards.
Coverage sack that time, good coverage downfield as the quarterbacks were keeping Renner from being able to see potential targets, and that pocket collapsed very quickly as well.
It's 2nd and 17 with Higgins in motion. Renner looks for Higgins first. He has open field to run. He needs a blocker, and Renner is hit at the 45-yard line. Tackled by Kusiah Farabee. That gets him back past the original line of scrimmage, but they have a long play coming here on 3rd down, 3rd and 8.
I think at any point now, Michael, it becomes 4-down territory because of where we are in the game, less than 5.5 minutes remaining, and you're not going to get a long punt out of something like this as it stands.
So Renner with Sir Charles Perkins in the backfield with him. Shifts his receiver and throws right there to Jared Brown. He has the first down yardage and more. Brown inside the 30, wrapped up by Trevor Moses at the 28-yard line. That's going to go for a pretty big gain that time for SAU, 18 yards.
The best thing that Brown did there, the momentum carried him past the first down marker, gets the ball over in his outside hand and keeps it from being an easy target for another turnover.
Inside 5 to play now. 1st and 10, Southern Arkansas at the Kingsville 28-yard line. Needing a touchdown to make it a one-possession game. Renner throws, and it is batted away. What a play that time.
Wow.
Forrest Jones able to get his hand on the ball and keep that one away from Desmond Jones.
Lots of time here to throw the ball. Looks one way, looks the other way. And I'll tell you what, if that ball is thrown a little bit more in front, Jones may or may not be able, I don't think he's able to get over there as it stands. Ball kind of slowed down a little bit, headed into that wind once again. And Jones with a great job, timed it well too.
Stops the clock and gives Southern Arkansas a chance to regroup on 2nd and 10. Renner again throwing, and that one batted away as well. Kingsville getting their hand on the football quite a bit. Caleb Valentine.
Coverage on the play by Isaiah Farabee. That'll bring up 3rd down Muleriders.
Now 3rd and 10. I don't know if they've abandoned the running game here yet, but all 3 timeouts remaining. Renner's going to throw now. 3 straight plays. He is passing the football, and this one is caught this time inside the 20-yard line. Southern Arkansas's Keandre Curafoy with the catch, and he has 11 yards to move the chains.
Yeah, that's the big part there is the first down then. Not to consider 4th down or anything like that. I still would have gone for it there if it had come up short, but that's the big deal. And Michael, this is what the Muleriders were doing earlier on. When they had the ball, they were knocking potential tacklers away and keeping on running.
Renner throwing under duress, and it is caught by Tanner Hudson. There's a flag down. They will say he was at the 1-yard line. What a grab.
I said before he used all of his 6'5" frame. No question he did there. To keep that, I believe he knocked it back to himself. He does.
That's right.
Brought it back to himself there. You see the flag come in from across the way. It's pass interference is going to be called against Kingsville and, of course, declined.
So Southern Arkansas was facing 3rd and 10. Back-to-back plays have resulted in 2 first downs, and they have 1st and goal from the 1-yard line. I said they have maybe not quite abandoned the running game yet. I would think maybe Michael Nunnery could run this one in. It does go to Nunnery. He waits for a blocker, crosses the goal line. Touchdown, Southern Arkansas. They're right back in this thing with just under 4 to play in the 4th quarter.
You're right, Michael, in that description there. Good job, patient run that time by Nunnery. Nunnery very strong, can pull his way up the middle, but you walk, you see Higgins goes to the right, and an opening there on the left side. And we've talked about Marquand Edmond a couple of times with some unfortunate penalties. Had a great block that time on the left side to open things up for Nunnery to come through.
It's an important extra point from Bradford Grims. And he's got one through. 24-17. It's a 7-point game again.
Texas A&M University Kingsville Javelinas 24.
What a drive.
Southern Arkansas
What a
University
possession.
Muleriders 17.
And at this point, Michael, then you look to say, are you going to kick this one deep? possibly the onside kick. I don't know necessarily if you need the onside kick here or not. I think the way the defense has been playing, if you keep Kingsville at bay, all right, likely going to have to use a timeout or two here anyway, and Southern Arkansas does have all 3 timeouts at its disposal. So I think you may want to try to just push this one as far as you can.
Now, Barrett Renner coming in was needing 227 yards to be the single season record holder to surpass Tyler Sikora's 2012 numbers of 33.94.
He has 204 passing right now.
Well,
he may get another opportunity.
He might. Bradford Grims to kick with Anthony Autry waiting to receive. Also back deep is Wesley McCoy. Grims is going to keep it on the ground. This one might go out of bounds, but they're not going to wait on that. McCoy falls on it, a wise decision there, because SAU was coming down the field in a hurry.
That was a live ball off that kickoff, and I got to tell you that Lamontrick Turner nearly got there in time. Wise decision to come up and fall on the ball. It's not great field position per se, at least not coming off a, just a kind of a squib kick like that, but Kingsville has the possession, and that's the important thing now. See if you can knock off 3 minutes and 52 seconds off that clock.
24-17, Kingsville with the lead. Miles Carr back out onto the field. Talked about it in the first quarter, the way he's a leader for this team, and that's what he'll try to do right here. SAU bringing some pressure, it looks like. Give goes to the running back, Luis Lopez, and he breaks out of that. Should have been a loss of yardage or maybe no gain. Instead, he takes it to the 31 and picks up 6.
Well, that's and that has been his MO all day long. What a fantastic back that he has shown himself to be today in this bowl game. And we'll talk about part of the future here. Yeah, that's a bright future. Lopez, his 13th carry of the afternoon.
It was such a frantic pace in the first half, even though there was only 10 points put on the board. Kingsville had a 7-3 lead. Now the Javelinas will look to slow things down a bit. We're nearing 3 to play. They have 2nd and 3. Send Thomas in motion, and it goes to Thomas. This time SAU wasn't quite as fooled as they were before, but Thomas is still able to get all the way out to the edge and pick up the yardage for a first down as he got around Kendricks McCann.
We're going to stop the clock anyway, moving the chains off the first down, but I think for the Javelinas, want that clock to keep moving as often as it can, as long as it can, and they do start it again.
We're not quite inside the 2-minute mark, so it will continue to run. First down 10, Kingsville at their own 36-yard line, holding on to a 7-point lead in what has been our closest Live United Bowl in the first 4 seasons of existence, and by a long shot, really. Luis Lopez, a hard hit that time. Elgin Moore applies the tackle. Lopez picks up 9.
And Southern Arkansas probably not ready to use that timeout just yet, but might be after this. Wow. I talk about the future here. Lopez, a junior. He'll have a little bit more opportunity in that backfield next year. Petrie, a senior. Maybe sharing some time with Polrin, though, just a sophomore.
Both Moore and Lopez were honorable mention selections for their respective conferences, but that was a first-team collision right there. Well, we're inside 2 to play. It's 2nd and 1. It's a big play for Kingsville. Another first down eats up a lot of clock, and they've got another one. Luis Lopez again, sent out of bounds by Jimmy Houston. Well, now you have to start using those timeouts.
I think you do. After that particular first down, I think you do.
We're inside 2 minutes now. He did go out of bounds. The clock's actually going to wind again here. No timeout.
Either side seems to be in any particular hurry right now either.
Now the timeout is taken. Do you think Coach Keppel was saying maybe the clock shouldn't have started there or didn't realize it was going to?
I'm not sure the folks on the Southern Arkansas side knew the clock was running, but the official did, wave it to start.
So we're down to less than 2 minutes to play in the fourth quarter. Stay with us. It's a 7-point game with still a long way to go.
When you freeze something,
It's for later.
but how much later?
There's no way to be sure.
But Wendy's is sure that if you want a juicy, delicious hamburger right now, it should be made with fresh, never frozen beef, unlike some other guys. So that's what's in every single hamburger Wendy's serves, and the doubles and the triples. Because at Wendy's, fresh never gets old.
While enjoying an Alaskan cruise, Texarkana resident George Coleman experienced pain in his back and arm. He got home Sunday, came to Wadley Regional Medical Center's emergency department Monday, and had 4-vessel bypass surgery on Thursday. Thanks to a successful surgery, George is doing great. At Wadley, you have access to advanced treatments, plus innovative surgical options, plus the backing of our entire heart care network.
On 1st and 10, Miles Carr under center will give to Luis Lopez again, and he is clipped right at the 50-yard line. Southern Arkansas's Cunico Thomas with the tackle, and now SAU will take their second timeout with the clock stopped inside a minute and a half to play. 2nd and 12 upcoming for Kingsville in a 7-point game.
And this timeout, not really to discuss any plays or anything like that, just to make sure the clock stops. Teams are going to stay out there. But that was a loss of about 11 seconds from when the player went out of bounds to when the timeout was called. I'm not sure that Southern Arkansas noticed that collectively noticed that the game clock was still running. Had to use the timeout, but 11 seconds overall may be big. May not, though, if Kingsville's able to pick up a first down here. And right now, the way this offense has been churning, specifically through the legs of Lopez, they've been able to move the ball well.
But throughout the game, Southern Arkansas has made big plays on 3rd down. Let's see what happens here on 2nd and 12 before we get to that 3rd down play. Again, you're just anticipating a run by Lopez right up the middle. Exactly what we expected to the 46-yard line. And so a pickup of 4 yards for Luis Lopez. There is the final timeout used by Southern Arkansas. So even if they are able to get the ball back, 3rd and 8 upcoming, they're going to have to do it with, probably around a minute left or less in fact, and have to go a long ways because Kingsville has the wind with them, and if they don't pick up the yardage needed for a first down, well, then they punt it down deep, and SAU would have to venture the other direction in a short amount of time.
And you talk about what Southern Arkansas has done on 3rd down. They've done it on both sides of the ball. That last possession, the touchdown drive, 2 big 3rd and 10 that were picked up, 9 of 17 offensively on 3rd down. How about this SAU defense? They have shut Kingsville down. 11 3rd downs attempted this afternoon, none converted.
So here's potentially your game. If Kingsville can pick up 9, it would be over, and they are going for the deep, deep play with a flag down. It is incomplete. 2 flags come in fact.
Well, that's just for added bonus, but what's going to happen, they're going to get the pass interference, and I think they'll get Thomas on the far side of the field.
And Jordan Thomas was the intended target for Kingsville.
Cunico Thomas on defense was who I was referring to for
right.
the Muleriders.
And if so, we're waiting on the call, but that's going to end the game. 1:17 to play, no timeouts left for SAU, and it is pass interference on Southern Arkansas. What an interesting way to solidify the win for Kingsville. They can just basically kneel it down at this point.
Well, a turnaround for a program as Coach Wilkinson on the far sideline is getting the Gatorade bath. You know, on a cold day like today, you think, man, it's too cold. They're wet enough out there already.
SAU coaches having a few words for the officials along the sidelines. And so the victory formation for Kingsville as Miles Carr will kneel it down, and now the pushing and shoving begins. Players take off to the field from the SAU sidelines and are held back. Kingsville players took about a step or two out as well, and you could kind of see that one coming right there. It's still going. The clock is running, and so that's not really a factor at this point, but thought they might stop it to separate everybody.
Well, the longer the clock runs here, the more time goes off, which means there could be one less snap, and they're going to stop the clock. Well, they did for a moment at 49.2, and now it continues running. So
Coach Keppel is on the field talking to his defense.
They may just let the clock run on out. Now they stop it one more time.
I think I would.
Let the clock run on out, exactly. I mean, this one's not quite in the books yet officially, but it pretty much all but is at this point in time. Talk about a turnaround in the programs here.
That's what they're doing, Joey. Just to interrupt you there for a second, they told the team just go to the sidelines. Clock stopped at 40. I don't know if Kingsville took a timeout or if they're just saying the game's over. Yep, they're saying the game's over. Run the clock. We will not have another play after the kneel down ended a moment ago. Kingsville is going to celebrate, and they win the Live United Bowl by the score of 24-17 against Southern Arkansas.
How about that turnaround, Michael? Kingsville 2-9 last year, 9 losses. They're going to get 9 wins in 2016, 9-3 on the season. Southern Arkansas will also fall to 9-3 on the season, a 9-win season for this representative from the Great American Conference. Just a fantastic year for both these squads, and Kingsville comes away with a victory. How about Autry with a couple of touchdown passes that proved to be key?
Yeah, and I think Anthony Autry could very well be the game's MVP.
I think so as well. I had him, and of course the interception at the end of the first half by Williams to put Kingsville ahead, a lead that it would not relinquish.
Well, it was 7-3 at halftime. The wind, the rain, and the cold also played a factor here today. But in the end, the Kingsville Javelinas took advantage of 4 SAU turnovers.
And that was key. You saw one right there from Michael Nunnery. The big one, the interception and the return just before half. And again, Kingsville kept that lead.
Congratulations to Darren Wilkinson, the head coach of Texas A&M Kingsville, his entire team, and his fans. Congratulations to Southern Arkansas on a great season as they will end their year at 9-3. For Joey McWilliams, I'm Michael Westbrook. For our entire crew, thank you for being a part of the Live United Bowl. So long from Texarkana, Arkansas.